Great day and welcome everyone to today's live. Today is Tuesday, the alleged ninth day of the month of December. And we are gathered here today as we have been it's been like 7 years, guys. It's been a while. Um, for our newbie session, where we talk primarily about the mythology and misconceptions that are rampant in the law, education, and study space so that we can get some foundational principles that will actually help us to win and get rid of the superstition and the dogmas. I don't know if TikTok's been around for 7 years, but lawfulliving.com absolutely has. And as a matter of fact, freedomfromgovernment.org has been around for 13 years this year, even though I was not always the steward of that particular site. It's been around a while. So, welcome in if this is your first time joining us. Here we talk about the law as it is written and legislatively intended and constitutionally restricted to, because apparently those that might call themselves lawyers, those we might trust to know the law, actually don't. And so it is up to us to educate ourselves. Okay? Is that all right with everybody? It is up to us to educate ourselves. Is that
That's the
okay?
only way to do it, really. How else you gonna do it?
And I even I don't want, because this is Newbie Tuesday, we're going to talk about intellectual integrity. Intellectual integrity. Why are we going to talk about intellectual integrity
I like it.
on this Newbie Tuesday? Because some people make statements, and when those statements get challenged, they begin to change the goalpost, sidestep, say strange things. But what's interesting is they're consistently strange things. Like, it's strange things that people say, but a bunch of people are saying it. When they get backed into the same position, they start saying the same strange things. What are some of those very strange things? Oh, well, this is an independent journey. Well,
That's
everything depends on how you like what you're trying to accomplish, and then you could, because you could just do whatever you want.
that's a very eloquent way of saying I don't know yet.
I'm like, you could just do it. Why would you tell people they could just do? You can't do whatever you want. There's like rules to games. There
Depends on what the definition of is.
and that too. Intellectual integrity. It's either something has a pattern, it has a formula, it has a recipe to get to a particular result, or it don't. We can't be out here just making stuff up when it comes to the law. That's the problem we're having with the attorneys, ain't it?
Bingo.
Well, you said they set it all up for each other in a circle jerk. That's true.
I don't know.
we, we
I don't
know.
know.
We've seen it.
Let's ask enough questions and we'll get to the answers. So, I observed a conversation last night where someone was reasoning that since negotiable instruments have rules, right? And bills of exchange, which are negotiable instruments, right? A form. have rules, and they can read these rules, and they can follow the instructions in these rules, that they can be who exercises what those rules say. Just so that you guys know before I go forward, we have extended the coupon code that I just saw our brother-in-law posted in the chat. If you guys check it out, we have extended it for all the workshops until the end of the month. So we had gotten some emails from people who wanted us to extend it for whatever reason. And so instead of extending it for just one, we decided to extend it for everybody. So it goes on till the end of the month. So if you're an affiliate of freedomfromgovernment.org, continue to share out your links. When you see people that are having discussions or asking questions that one or more of our shops might be able to assist them with. So the coupon code is right here on the screen if you're on TikTok, and the affiliates will be posting their links so that you can check out the workshops both on TikTok and on the Zoom. And Linnea is also posting on the Zoom chat the newbie guide that we encourage everyone to download. So going back to people reading rules, okay, it's like, think about the game Monopoly. Everybody familiar with the game Monopoly? Put a one in the chat if you're familiar with the game Monopoly.
The old landlord's game.
I'm telling you, man.
Well,
That's the best thing to equate it to, right?
on several levels. So listen to this.
Monopoly.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate. I'm glad you guys can appreciate the reference. But here's the reason I'm using the reference today, which is a little different from how I've used the reference before. Monopoly is a game where the money is printed on, obviously, like just random paper, right? Very thin pieces of paper is what the money for the game is printed on. And it has certain colors for certain denominations, right? And everybody, both in the game and outside of the game, can look at the money in the game and say, this is just regular paper, okay? But ask yourself, does that mean that an observer from outside the game can tell themselves, well, that money is just made of random pieces of paper, so I can just go and counterfeit it and make also, because it's all la la land, right? It's all make believe. We all realize that, right? Can someone outside of the Monopoly game go and make their own actual Monopoly money and then demand for the people playing the game to let them into the game?
Nah.
Y'all tell me y'all answer in the chat. Because you can observe the Monopoly game and realize, oh, it's fake money, right? It's just arbitrarily made up rules. It's randomness in the cards. Can you go make up your own like Monopoly money and try to play the Monopoly game with the participants that are actually in the game using the game's money? This is what the conversation was basically about that I was observing last night. Somebody was like, well, since it's all La La Land made up, fiat, right? Why can't I make my own bill of exchange? Why can't I draft my own notes, right? And then go into the bank and demand to play the banker's game? He's reasoning that because these rules say that, hey, it's all, it's just paperwork. You just write words and figures on paper, and that's how you make money. And so if that's the way to make money, then I should be able to make up this negotiable instrument and use to participate in the game, right? Why do you guys think you should be able to? Why do you think that just because you can observe the Monopoly game and see that it's just fiat paper, that you could just go craft your own paper on the side and demand to play the game?
That's how we.
Why why do you think you should be able to do that? No, you cannot. Look at somebody still saying it. For your info, no, you cannot. You cannot merely observe the game and realize that it's just a fiat paper and then go make your own and then demand the actual players to let you in the game. How is that not ridiculous to you?
I was reading that as soon as you pointed it out, somebody said it, and I was
How does
laughing
that not
so
how
hard.
does that not sound ridiculous to your own reasoning mind? Do you have intellectual integrity or nah?
You
Are
We
can't.
you
we
a
used to do that.
genius over here and a total nincompoop over here? Is
Yeah,
that
we
what you
used to do
guys
that
are
when we
saying?
run out of the actual real money in the game. We used
For
to.
real money. What are you talking about? The money is only relative to the game that you are playing.
Right.
The money, what is considered money, is only what is relevant to the game that you are playing, not merely the game you are observing.
I
You
wonder,
cannot just look at what they're calling money in their game and then tell yourself that you're not in the game.
did they read
You're,
it? Like
you're
the
going
ones,
to just go, oh, they're making, okay, it's pink is the five and the white is one. Okay, and okay, let me make my own and then slide into the game and demand they let me in.
No, because you don't have money of
That's like
account.
saying that if you go home and sew your own New York Giants uniform, that you could just appear on the field and say, well, my uniform looks just like your uniform. Are you guys comprehending? Is this making common sense? Okay. Because a guy, somebody was like, well, I'm just reasoning, well, if they could do it, why can't I? And I kept I kept saying no. I kept writing no. He's like, isn't doesn't that make sense? And I'd say no, it don't make sense, over and
But
over. Sometimes
I'm
I would even unmute my mic to say, when he said right, I said no, that's not how it works.
No, no, no.
You
I'm
cannot just make up your, because just because fiat is being used in this game does not give you the right to make your own and then demand the other players to let you in the game.
it still leads back to even some amount of capacity too.
Absolutely, that's all it is. You're not in the
Hmm.
game.
I'm at the point that
Yeah,
these people that say those things have not read the objective of the game that they're playing.
but even so be it, the game is it's under an act, the person under the act.
Did you get an
The
invitation?
persons.
Did you get an invitation?
Back then, we had one person that read the
It
instructions, and we
doesn't matter
all
if
went
it's
off of
all,
what that person said, how the game supposed to be played.
but you, what happened to your common sense? If you are playing any game, I just use Monopoly as an example because, of course, it's money just for that game. Yes?
Money of account.
Okay, what you want to call it? It is just for that game, yes or no?
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
And just because you can observe the game doesn't mean you are a player in it. You cannot just go, oh well, they're using community chest. I'm gonna manufacture my own community chest cards and demand they put it in theirs.
Those are rules to
If
get
it
in that
was
game.
just, if when we put it in game form, we can realize that it sounds ridiculous. Yes, we can realize like, yeah, why would you be able to just draft your own paper from out from just being an observer outside of the game and demand to play the game with people who are actually in it? Somebody actually said, oh yeah, you can just get buddy buddy with the inside. So you want to get into insider trading? Are y'all really like, are y'all listening to yourself right now? Are you actually using your intellect? And this is not me trying to like downplay y'all. This is literally asking a legit question. How come you think you could go and manufacture your version of fiat and demand to play somebody else's game just because your fiat may appear to look like theirs? Right. Exactly, Regal. She says, can someone demand you let them sleep with your spouse because they find them attractive?
Probably happens all
See,
the
people
time.
don't understand that that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So every time he's like, every time, well-meaning, and I get the question. I get the question, and I'm not making fun of the questioner. I'm just coming up with a common sense way that we could answer these questions for ourselves and for others. The Bills of Exchange Act of 1882 applies in what country? Let's do a little quiz. Could somebody go and see who the Bill of Exchange Act is applicable to? I don't care if you ask Google, Bing, uh, whatever, DuckDuckGo, uh, ask your favorite chatbot. Who does? What is the jurisdiction, the country jurisdiction for the Bill of Exchange Act of 1882? When you get the answer, put it in the chat. We're gonna be put our thinking caps on today. No more of this. Somebody told me, I heard. Did you read the Bill of Exchange Act of 1882? Because if you did, I don't know how you can't figure out where it is applicable and where it ain't. Somebody put the answer in the chat if you have not already. Where does the Bill of Exchange Act of 1882, where's the jurisdiction of it? The
Y'all
country.
gonna learn today.
Today. Newbies. You destined, we are under. What are you saying? I'm not under. I recognize no king. I am under no king's rule. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your guru say. I don't care what your
United
mama say.
King. Dang.
Or nobody else on this call. Did you guys go look it up? How did you guys find out the jurisdiction of the Bill of Exchange Act of 1882? How did you find out?
It primarily has jurisdiction in the United Kingdom.
The people got all of these. You go. We're just gonna say this is how it is, and that everybody is under that, and there's nothing you could do. Kings and queens are not kings and queens if nobody worship them, and I'm not worshiping them. I'm just out here minding my business, drinking my tea.
That part. That part.
You cannot observe a game from the outside. Get some intellectual integrity. Be consistent. What the hell is going on? I did read. That's how come I'm asking the questions. I haven't read. Are you in the UK for your info? Because if you're in the
Obviously,
UK, then it's good. It's all good. Go ahead and
gotta
build
be
the
somebody
Exchange
on
Act.
TikTok. Gotta be somebody on TikTok.
Absolutely, you know it. I'm the one who
TikTok.
didn't read. Can you
TikTok is
imagine?
their kingdom. Their kingdom is TikTok.
I'm the one who didn't read. Do y'all hear this?
Kingdom
I
of
guess because
TikTok.
I don't have my whole bookcase behind me. Some random person on TikTok could come and tell me what I didn't read. But those who's been with us for even
They just came in today telling me everything.
The bookcase
no, I think
behind
I've seen them
you.
here before. I have read. And government rules, agent rules, agency rules, they don't just automatically apply just because they exist. So they have rules for agents, and yes, those agents have to follow those things. But that doesn't mean somebody who's not in the game can make their own fiat and then demand to play somebody else's game. Like what?
Secret agent, man.
In so many ways, right? How y'all like that relation to Monopoly? today. Did y'all ever think about using it in that way? I'm just gonna look over their shoulder and be like, oh, that's what they doing over there. I'm gonna make my own and then be like, bam, let me in. I'm the eighth player or whatever. How many people are allowed on a basketball court for one team at a time?
5.
10 total.
For each team, it's how many?
5.
5.
Okay, so if you sew a uniform and put it on and it looked just like theirs, can you be number 6?
No.
Can you be number 6 by imitation?
You'll be escorted off the court.
Even if you are on a team, right or wrong?
Yep.
Even
You'll
if you
get a
are
technical.
you legit in the game and it's only 6 of us, I mean 5 of us supposed to be here, number 6, you gotta go. How come we not getting this? How come
They
we don't
won't even
comprehend
start
it?
the game.
Well,
They'll
you
wait.
have two
they'll wait.
guys take the number 5 guy out, slug him, and then put the number 6 guy in.
Or you'll receive a technical foul.
Exactly.
It's not difficult to understand. Just
He
read the
did.
rules. Just read the rules. And just because something is applicable to the game and you ain't in it, because that's what they were talking about last night. How can I get them to recognize the instrument I make? You can't. You don't.
That's what George Carlin said. It's a big game and you ain't in it.
Come on.
That's what he said, right?
I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm just trying to make it plain reasoning. And so I hope it's making plain reasoning common sense. What I'm saying. Monopoly is a mere manifestation of a frequency that has existed since time, or probably before time. It is a mindset. It is a vibratory, okay, issue. So just because because before the game was called Monopoly, some people know what it was called. It was called the landlord's game.
Yep.
And that's not new either, okay? The concept of a few taking advantage of the many is not new.
Sure is.
It was before Monopoly. Come on, man.
Well, that's feudalism.
Monopoly is a terminology.
The landlord's game, feudalism. The Lord.
What's the difference in doing the taxes opposed to playing Monopoly?
I'm just giving the example of why people that want to enforce the Bill of Exchange Act as a remedy in America will never be able to. You can't. You cannot just observe a game that you ain't in. Because they were talking about going and building a relationship with the bankers. Just like what this man or woman said in the chat. If you go and finesse the bank manager, or maybe the regulatory manager,
Nepotism.
right? And it's like they don't even know what they're saying. You want
Politics.
favoritism? What happened to the law? Is no respect of persons.
Politics, a group of blood-sucking bugs. Join them.
And not only that, Malika, even the whole ideology of monopoly. And it's funny you talked about monopoly, because I just was telling somebody yesterday. I said, name one time. Listen, if you want to play the game, then you have to learn the rules of the game. Even though you're technically not held to the game or their rules. But how many times have you ever played Monopoly and you decided, well, I just want to drive around the board. I don't want no property. I don't want to do nothing else. How long do you think that's going to last? Because you got 3 other players that's trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the ideology of winning means somebody has to exercise dominance over the other 3 players. There's no way that you can. There's no way that your ideology can be that. Hey, I'm going to make sure I win this game because life is about equal balance. And
Real life.
Yeah, we don't have Mortmain here either. That's in England. Was.
Gratitude for sharing out the live. The corporation is a person just as well as the natural person. The
What?
what
corporation
is
Who
that?
is a
was that?
person. I don't understand what you're saying.
The TikTok people.
They don't understand the term of that.
You got people telling folks that all they have to do is manufacture instruments and then go into banks and demand either performance due to some special relationship. They
Making
can
a check look
attempt
like
to
a check.
say that again.
Making a check look like a check.
Yeah, they think if they can simply make it look like what's used in the game,
That'd be,
that they are properly playing that game.
that's a
For
forgery.
instrument.
It's a
For,
it's a forgery. It's void. Some people were correctly bringing up what is it backed by, because even a bill of exchange, there's a little cartoon that explains it very well on YouTube. There's a couple of videos that present it very well as well. That show the bill of exchange is typically backed by assets, like what you have in the form of cargo or merchandise. You guys understand?
Not
yeah,
promissory notes.
It's like an agreement
yeah.
to pay based on the security of certain merchandise, property, assets, etc. It is not simply because you created a piece of paper that looks like a bill of exchange.
What about a promissory note? Like those applications.
What are you talking about?
They say that's
Do you
being used
want to
as
know? Do you
assets.
know the definition of applicant? Let's go to the definition of applicant. How y'all like that?
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't. I
Let's go
can't.
to the definition of applicant.
I can't.
Let's say when you fill out those applications for a car
Yeah, you
or a
saying
house or whatever,
applications.
it
Let's
becomes
okay, but who
an
is you
asset.
depends on what the definition of an applicant. You said when
That's
you fill out
right.
applications, correct?
That's what I'm saying. It all leads back to capacity.
He said application, applicant, right? OCGA.
Where else? Where else?
Word.
You can't apply. You're not
I mean,
supposed to.
but you can apply. It depends on who the you is.
That's
Is you in the
right.
game playing the game, or are you observing the game over someone's shoulder and going, "Oh, well, I can forge what they're doing, so that means I'm in the game." What?
Just like we can assign you a social security
Exactly,
detail.
exactly. We can assign you. This is 50-13, right?
50 36 1.
50
50
36
36
1.
1
Are you
3.
trying to show your screen?
You guys can't. Okay, let me also show it to you guys. Make
I just
sure.
shared the definition in the chat. I'll post a link there too.
Great. So here we go, because it makes me download it every single time.
Oh,
And I don't mind. It's okay. Because every time I click on it, so I have a bunch of this. Okay. So if somebody could post it in the TikTok, that would be great. This is the definition of applicant. And it's in the section of
the
original
state.
code, Georgia annotated, that is about state governments. Very important. Very important, because when somebody says, when we fill out applications, it's like, okay, well, who is the we? Is we the applicant? Who has the capacity to be an applicant? Because you are imitating what a real agent does that make you an agent?
Nope.
Because you are imitating the action, that an employee of this corporation does, that they actually do, does that make you the same type of employee? Because you're mimicking actions?
Mr. Anderson.
Studio.
It doesn't matter who signs the application. It matters what capacity it is signed in.
That
What
part.
capacity
Absolutely.
did you apply as? The application doesn't make you the capacity. The capacity is what makes
Now,
the application. So if you are not in the proper capacity to sign or apply or whatever,
Or
then
make the
signing or
application.
applying does not activate the jurisdiction of the application.
Absolutely. Say it one more time.
don't wake me. I'm dreaming in my bed of guru abuse syndrome.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. I not this time, bro. That is correct. I mean, but when I'm observing the questioning and then the answers, okay? I'm observing the question because every time the person kept saying right, right, I kept saying no, you're not right. We can do this, right? No,
Yeah.
incorrect.
Do y'all
Mr.
remember?
Anderson.
Y'all remember when that episode? I don't know if any of you guys ever consumed the show called The Parkers, and they had like a Wild West episode. And in that episode of The Parkers, Kim was the teacher, and she asked the little boy. She said, "Junie, what's 2 plus 2?" He said 4. She said, "No, silly, it's 5." That's what that reminds me of. That's what that reminds me of. Every time these people on the internet, on TikTok, want to assert how much they know about Bill of Exchange, and they just as broke
That part.
as they can be, and I mean
Whoa.
broken spirit, and I
They
mean
look,
broken
they just
spirit
as broke as
first.
us.
So
You
reading
know
this
what I'm saying?
definition of applicant that trading
They
posted.
think they know the Bill of Exchange Act, but we broke five broke. We together. We in the same
For real.
wrong tax bracket, if you will. Come on, man. Someone said I'm not broke at all. You know, I guess millionaires be hanging out with me too. Billionaires.
So reading
It's
this
funny.
definition of applicant that trading posted, are we not the natural person applying for access to public benefits on behalf of the all caps name?
On behalf of the what? The what?
Where is
The
its
corporation,
existence?
corporation all
Where
caps
does that
name.
even come from? Where does that come from? Show me where in the law that comes from. Show me the legal basis of that statement.
Don't worry. I'll wait.
That's why I can't wait for my
I'm just asking you to break it down for me. That's all.
No,
action.
you're making a claim, and I need to know where that claim is coming from. It's very important because others have made that claim too, but I don't know where it's coming from. So I need to see it because I'm showing you where it's coming from. That I'm saying
I think it's in the UCC.
there's no need to assume or guess. Find it. And then if you have to go to the UCC to get it, do you know what the first C in the UCC stands for? Okay,
Commercial.
is that what you
Commercial.
is that what you
Commercial.
was is that what you were intending to operate in the capacity of when I got your apartment?
Commercial.
Is that the capacity that you intended to act to when you got your house?
No,
No.
that's what they do.
Is
When they
no
do
no 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 no
apartment
no
apartment.
no no because remember people keep saying contract 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 and what does contract require?
Passive.
Meeting of the minds.
Meeting
Meeting of the
of the
mind.
minds. So if my mind is over here and your mind is over there, what are we talking about?
There's no meeting of the minds.
Okay. So we can't just be like, well, I was intending to do this, but they went like, okay, well, see, that sounds like grounds to make some type of challenge about the presumption of the capacity of the applicant. It says on behalf of an individual, business, corporation, partnership, or other private entity.
And if we should look at those definition, individual terms from individual, business, if I may share my screen, Malika, corporation, partnership,
Come on.
or other private entity. It says here, the application is being done for access to public benefit on behalf of the list enumerated here. Now, look at individual. It means a natural person pursuant to the Public Revenue Code.
Right.
Then you move on to business, Title 10, Commerce Code, right? Sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, or other group, however organized and whether or not organized to operate at a profit. This is Title 45, another definition for business, right? But the enumerated list continues to read corporation, domestic or even just standard corporation means a corporation for profit. Partnership, it's still for profit. A partnership is an association of two or more persons to carry on as co-owners a business for profit. So the applicant must have knowingly made such an application, and there must exist an entity. Or even if this says individual under the Public Revenue Code, it says it's a natural person must be exercising a regulable taxable privilege, right?
Right.
Are we here?
Indeed, bro. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure I can speak on. See, there was a statement just made, and what I would like, because Malika's talking about intellectual integrity. The Zoom link is being put in the TikTok so that one could possibly come to the Zoom and possibly, if possible, demonstrate their intellectual integrity. Because even to say that, quote, they are using your application to apply for credits in your name that you don't receive, why is, and they didn't finish saying that. And what that is the same thing that's happening when they're pooling mortgages and selling tranches. And so you are now talking about a transaction that you have no dog in the fight in. And though it may be true that there may be pooling agreements going on behind your back using your likeness, there's nothing you can actually claim from that happening. All you can do is point out that the securitization shit that's happening behind your back using your likeness was not a part of the original agreement where you received no
Is that the
consideration.
meeting of the minds not being the same again?
Exactly.
Therefore,
So
it can't be a legitimate
so
contract.
so
So
one
then
is
what again are you
only
trying to enforce with your exchange, your bill
so
exchange?
so one is only mentally masturbating when saying things like contracts have equal consideration. Duh, who doesn't know the criteria for a
A lot of
fucking
people, because then they can't
contract?
see that they shouldn't. It's not even a contract. It's
That's
just
what I
imagination.
that's look, the point I'm making is the statement is true that contracts, there's supposed to be equal consideration. What we're saying is, when did that happen?
Okay.
When?
It
When?
didn't,
And since it did
right?
not happen, what the fuck are we mentally masturbating about and telling people the wrong shit about because we don't comprehend the transaction? Actually, we don't really comprehend the
And
fucking
still, you cannot,
transaction.
and that's the issue. We can't get into the game. We cannot get into the game. And so, just again, saying or implying that posturing yourself as a banker is what makes you a banker. And you got a bunch of people going around talking about their private banker. You're not no fucking private banker. You're not. You're not. You're not.
Saying equal consideration is to be on the table. That is a true statement in contracts.
But
No different than
it's not
saying,
before capacity though.
Hold on,
And
I
that's
get
the
that.
issue.
I'm
But
I
that's what they're not getting. That's the issue they're not getting.
that's the
They're
point I'm getting back
arguing and
to.
after the fact, after you are in the right capacity, then yes, all those things are happening. But if you're not in the right capacity, it's just misrepresentation and
But that's the
canceling.
point
Condition precedent.
I'm getting to.
Not the attempt to pay with a bill of exchange.
Correct. So that's why people who have to, especially if their friends are watching or listening, they still have to be intellectually dishonest while they learn how to better articulate their framing after listening to us,
We're going
because
to
then they
expand
have
to
to
this.
realize they don't fucking know.
It's
And
all
then they
right.
have to be honest and say, damn, I really don't know. They do know what the fuck they're talking. Oh shit. Oh,
It's
okay, that
okay.
does make me better.
We don't even have to go into that part, bro.
Okay.
But if I wanna finish up something here though, if I may, in relation to the natural person.
Absolutely, because that's very important.
Yeah, when I upon reading, and I'm open for correction, right? It says the natural person,
Oh, yeah.
18
If
years.
you're showing your screen, we just see in the Zoom link.
Oh, really? Still?
No, we back on the
Okay.
Google starting
Google Doc.
point.
Yeah.
18 years or older who has made application for access to public benefit
Public benefits.
on behalf
Everybody
of,
is thinking that they're using these bills of exchange to acquire something for their private enjoyment, not
yeah.
public benefit. So when we say things like, well, when we make application, excuse me, capacity is
Then
always
No, they
paramount.
think they're using the bill of
absolutely.
exchange to go back after things that they didn't apply for the public benefits to try to get back to
Yeah, but
recoup.
then what rule is that? What law says that that is a procedure to do? That's what I
You
don't get.
you tag me and say I'm it, and you wasn't there to put your feet in the be eeny meeny miny mode. I'm calling the feds too. I'm calling the fucking feds too. The
That
fuck?
was a good bar. That
I
was
put my
crazy. That
toe
was a bar.
in.
Guys, let's go over to the natural person. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying here, this is Title 1, Georgia General Provisions, right?
Mhm.
It says classes of persons generally. It says natural person defined, corporation deemed artificial persons. So it says there are two classes of persons, natural and artificial. Number 2 says natural person means any human being, including an unborn child. Now, I tend to look at Cornell Law's definition for natural
Yes,
person, though it might not be binding but could be used in a persuasive tone. It
correct.
says natural person is a living human being, except legal systems can attach rights and duties to natural persons without their express consent.
Right.
Now, intellectual honesty, I'm thinking if consent is not expressed, then it must be implied. So
Correct.
we're going back to the 5036 one over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
The implied consent has its origin in the application.
Mm-hmm.
The implied consent has its origin in the application for public benefit, and it must be on behalf of one of these.
Yes.
Then think about the one word that has all these classes of persons are synonymous: profit, for profit, whether
For
or not for
profit.
profit. Mhm.
Exactly.
So unless
For
unless
profit.
yes, unless
Is
there
that the
was genuine.
capacity that you applied for your apartment in? Hello,
No, I'm,
UCC? Is that
This sounds like a
did you
crime.
do it for profit? What about when you
Sounds like
got your house? Was it for profit or for shelter?
sounds like a crime.
What about, of course it's a
Right
crime.
there.
That's why it has regulation.
Do I have to go back to the threshold? I just want to go to number
but
2. Do
but
we
that's
have
the
to go
thing
to
in
number
that sense.
1?
They
If you
are,
get
somebody said it correct. People are trying to use this bill of exchange to start getting
Mhm.
into doing business, but they say business, but everything they want to acquire is for their private enjoyment, an exercise of their private dominion, not an actual intention to be commercial. Yes, for profit. If we
Right, because you need some profit out here to operate.
no. You're using. Are you
beg
do
to
you mean
differ.
statutorily operate or colloquially operate? And when you say profit, are you talking about value in general or specifically what you rob from others?
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying that I wanted to
Hmm.
get a house, but the real experience I want to have is being lied to about a money loan transaction that eventually turns into a credit transaction,
I'm gonna need you to
unbeknownst to
put that
me.
in writing that you want to be, some of them want to use you, right?
I mean,
Some
that's
of
it.
them want to be used
I mean,
by
but
you.
but
I
but
need
that's
you to
what I
tell me,
gotta
baby.
do.
Slap me in the face. Pow!
But that's
Right?
what I gotta do
Kick
to
me
be
in
a
the nuts.
grown.
Wham!
Yeah,
That's what
I
you
mean,
want?
don't I
I
gotta
want to
look
be
grown?
lied to, my bro said. I was lied to
Yeah,
me.
don't I gotta be? But I gotta make sure I look grown in front of people, and I can stand on my own 2 feet. Look, I got a mortgage, right? So the real experience I want to have is I want to be lied to about the purchase money loan. Then I want the nature of the transaction flipped into a fucking credit transaction, and then I need to be thinking I am held to give something for 30 years. Yeah, that. See, everybody's going to think I can
So
take
then we
care
do
of
have a
myself
meeting of the
today.
minds, right?
That's what I want to do. Just saying, sis.
Oh my gosh. Look, Princess said exactly.
I like the way you put that.
Yes.
Just saying. Gratitude.
We
Yeah.
we are out here hating from outside the club, trying to get into the cesspool. That's not even for us. It's not even for us. There's no reason. And getting back to the I don't know whether it's devil's advocate or if it was a legitimate objection. But somebody said something about the all caps name, and I'm here to let you know that just hitting the all caps key or holding down the shift key when you're typing someone's name is not what turns anything into a corporation. I'm sure lots of people's worlds have been shattered, right?
I read that in the GPS styles manual that
Holding
everything that
down
was
the
in all
all caps
caps
key. That
was
is
considered
that
a
law?
business.
Is that a source of law? What level of source of law is that? When it comes to superior law, natural law, and you come to the hierarchy of law, where is that manual? Is it on the list? Is that
You need a
manual part of this game that we're playing?
you need a screwdriver so you
Thought it
can
was.
Why?
pry
Let
that
tell
caps
me.
button right
You
off there, right off the keyboard.
who's ever gone and looked up the hierarchy of law to see what is on the list? Anybody?
What was the
Who's ever looked up the hierarchy of law? Because I just said that hitting the caps key, putting on caps lock, or holding down the shift key while you're typing something is not what creates a corporation. Because if that was the case, why would we need to register corporations?
Public,
Why would we
public,
actually have to go through a process to have
pub,
articles of incorporation and go through
who- who-
sunbiz.org and all that shit? If
which
you
is
could just,
still,
if I just hold on the caps key, I can create corporations.
which is a privilege among the public benefits.
Exactly. Being a debtor is a privilege among public benefits. Public benefits. Public benefits. Public benefit. Not nothing with private use or private enjoyment of the exercise of our dominion.
I would like to impersonate a newbie real quick and just rewind on something Trading Brigade
The
brought forth.
hierarchy of law, hold on, let me drive it home,
All right, I
does
yield.
not include a styles manual that says a corporation can be created merely by caps lock, making 12 USC 614. Like, I don't even know why they wrote that shit. Registration, articles of incorporation, board of directors, F all that. Look, I'll just hold down the
Its
shift
legal
keys.
existence.
You can make legal existence by holding down shift keys. Did y'all know that? By
that?
imagination. If I just write Malik, hey, I'm good. But if I hit that caps key, bitch, dot Inc. Okay, LLC. All of a sudden,
Sole proprietorship, individual.
bam, instantaneously by holding down the shift key. To hell with actual laws and rules and registration requirements, right? And forget all that. Just caps lock on this bitch. Intellectual integrity. Are you a brilliant mechanic and then you throw all of your brilliance out the window when you start reading the Bill of Exchange Act? Like, what is happening?
Permission to impersonate a newbie.
Go.
Because Trading Brigade had brought up, he had read natural person, it had mentioned individual, and then he read business, and it mentioned sole proprietorship.
Oh yeah.
My impersonating a newbie brain was like, oh, that's how one is an individual, by being a sole proprietor.
Exactly.
That was it for me.
Congratulations.
I don't think it's fucking complicated to have to keep going over it,
It
but I
is. We
yield.
have to keep going over it because a bunch of people who think that because they read the Bill of Exchange Act and they know how to put the words together, that somehow it became applicable to their private lives and that they could use it in their private capacity to muscle into the Monopoly game.
Did
Let
I
me
do
in.
good?
Right.
I
Did I do
have my fake papers just like y'all.
did I do good
Let me in.
impersonating a newbie? Making connections. I just want to know if I did good
Yes,
impersonating a
that was
newbie.
great.
Yeah, you did
Okay.
good.
Hopefully, that's what they
Gratitude.
got from it
You
as
did good.
well.
You did.
Gratitude.
There will always be newbies more graphics, absolutely. And they will say things like, if I imitate their paperwork, I can force them to let me in their game, right? And a bunch of other, in my opinion, still very new people will sit there and go, well, do whatever you want to do, if you study that and it's an individual, it's like, no, it is the law. No, the answer is no. Just because you can create paper fiat like they can create paper fiat does not make you a player in their game.
That's from Tony Soprano as you meet Polly Walnuts in the back room.
I don't know what that means.
That means you get a bullet in the head.
Oh, well, we don't want to be saying those things on TikTok.
Soprano.
Just because you can impersonate an officer does not mean you are the agent that can operate under the Bill of Exchange Act of any year, of any country. It's like when they say the Cesta KV, and I'm like, well, what country did that originate from? Anybody ever look that up, or do they just like saying Cesta KV Trust? Cesta K. Just makes
You
them
know
sound.
they
They think it makes them sound sophisticated
they got you.
It makes me feel so smart.
You know
because
they
you can
got you.
say Cesta KV, oui.
Oui, monsieur.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it is.
But my favorite internet lecturer said,
But what country is the jurisdiction of the Cesta K? Why? I mean, while these
France.
internet gurus are doing this, Malika is like, oh yeah, search, enter. Oh fuck, that's bullshit. Okay. Oh, they said something else. Type, search. Fuck, that's what the hell is this person talking about?
It's
Go
French.
to your favorite search engine and ask yourself. That's right, John. Ooh la la.
Ooh la
C'est la
la,
vie. C'est
baby.
la vie. Escargot. Just say every French thing you know. Why not?
You're right. Yeah.
Where is where is the Cesta Cave, the jurisdiction, the original and only jurisdiction of the Cesta Cave? It's not difficult. Go to your favorite search engine, even the devil worshipping one called Google, and you will find out the country of jurisdiction of the Cesta KV Trust. Don't guess, because we could know for certain. Because this is what these internet gurus want us to do. Don't think for yourself. Don't search for yourself. Just listen to whatever the F they're saying and then parrot it to other people so you could appear to seem like you got
That's
some
that's
study
a
under your belt.
that's a part of my heritage too, the French. The Tontine government. You know the Tontines? Look it up.
Were they the ones
Said
murdered by the Haitians? Because I don't know.
They're the ones that make.
Hopefully they were. I don't know if they were the ones that the Haitians had to behead when they
They're
came
the
to
ones that created
invade.
banking. They created banking.
Well, to hell with them.
Banking.
They don't get money in France. They chase the baguette.
I got the baguette right here.
Never
Okay,
mind.
has anybody looked it up? Participation Tuesdays, yo. What's up? Did y'all look it up? Where is it from? I'm not. Is only one person here in class? 3 people.
Yeah, there's a book about that called The
What is
Tauntaun.
the jurisdiction of the Sesta v. Trust Act of 1666? Because I'll tell you what country it is not applicable to. I can tell y'all right now.
Oh, I know that right away.
Who knows what country the Sesta v. Trust Act is not applicable to? Today we're gonna learn. Today.
Well, you're not in French territory. The French hate
Today.
Americans.
It says medieval England.
Medieval.
It's fundamental to common law countries like the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, forming the bedrock of trust law for holding assets for
Trust
others.
law. Oh shit. Like the public trust?
Yeah.
Like the public
Yeah.
trust?
That makes me
In other words, he's holding that gun for you.
The public
How,
trust. You can't
how
say
he
those
holding that?
words on TikTok, bro. It's not funny. Do those things
Are
on
the
your own
core principles
platform. Say
applied
those things on
globally in
your own
common law
platform. Do not
systems.
say those things on this platform when I'm telling you guys that we're on TikTok. It's mucho importante. You got to keep it into the comments like Queen of Torts. She put the R word in there all day long.
Okay, G.
There you go, Corey. Sesta K has no jurisdiction in the United States.
that makes me
Yet,
think, have people studied the Duke of Normandy, known as William the Conqueror, or
Yeah.
no?
You mean William the Bastard?
However he got here, none of my
That's
business.
a
I'm
well.
just
That's what they call him. That's what they call him
yeah,
because he
we don't need
created
to
the
always get off into those things.
he created the
It's not
Domesday
part of the
Book
point. It's not part of the
where
point. We don't need to get off
people
into those
register
things
their
at every
property
time.
in there so it can be
Not the
taken.
Steve
Help
Jobs.
me, help me. All right, let's take some questions. Josette, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Hello, thank you for taking my call. I was in Walmart and I had a money order to cash, and they wanted my social security number. They wouldn't cash it without a social security number. I went a little ballistic, but I still didn't give them the number. Um, so, is there, I know the Privacy Act talks about government agencies, so I was wondering if the Privacy Act would work in a situation like that.
That's a great question.
I like that Privacy Act mention, but I didn't hear the first part of what she said. Because go are
So you want me to repeat it?
Yes.
yeah, you may go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I was in Walmart. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I had a money order. It's a Walmart money order, and I wanted to cash it because it's a Walmart money order, and they would not cash it without me giving up the number, the social security number. And so that's where I asked about the Privacy Act, because the Privacy Act says government agencies and stuff like that. It doesn't say corporations. So
So
that's why
under
I'm
what
asking.
circumstances can a corporation request your social security social security number? And what
Right.
are the effects?
For
It's a great
commercial
question.
purposes.
Because I wouldn't give it. I actually made a scene. I'm like, I am not giving Walmart a social security number. They get hacked like crazy.
You file a complaint?
Yeah, and you know what? I got the guy's name, but he works for Walmart. Like, what
Yeah,
really would I get out of him?
it's not him. It's the actor on behalf of Walmart. He's implementing Walmart's policies. Walmart, as a corporation, cannot act but through an agent. So in order to hold Walmart itself responsible, you have to show that an agent acting under their policies did something that they should not have done.
Okay. Because he said it's policy. And,
Exactly.
I should have said, well, can I see that policy? And then I would have known
Absolutely. Why
the
not?
part.
We still
I
need to
messed
know the
up, that's
policy. We
why.
still need to see the policy. We need to
I
see it.
filed a complaint on the Walmart employee that called the cops on my son when he was at Walmart.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
I lit her up. I lit them up. He still goes to Walmart. Nobody bothers him.
Let's see the policy. We have to see the policy because if their policy says it applies to all persons, then I'm gonna need to see that
I got a
documentary
code for
evidence.
that.
I'm
So
gonna
so
need to
yes,
see. Go ahead, Traden.
no, I'm saying what the sister was trying to say is how, if possible, she could use the Privacy Act in not giving that number.
To cash a check
Yeah.
specifically.
Oh, okay.
That kind of was, my question, but
Question, yeah, I get it now. I'm not sure if it's applicable in that sense, but more so
yeah,
to correct any record that is being maintained that is deemed to be irrelevant or inaccurate.
right. Okay.
Well, to ask for that number seems to be in order to identify an account.
And it's the
that's a good point,
presumption,
too.
yes. Yes, to request such a number is to
Is a
the
presumption of
account,
capacity as well.
yeah, that you have the capacity to be on the board game, the Monopoly board.
Right.
That's what it is.
Because they assume that
Are you
everyone
being
has a social
discriminated
security
against?
number.
They assume that everybody, and yes, that everybody has one, but most detrimental that everyone is supposed to supply them with one.
Right.
It's a way of showing your personhood, right? It's the
I
way
don't know. It
the hat you
depends.
put on to enter the game.
I mean, it's about
Or the key,
capacity.
whatever.
It's
Right.
about capacity. If again, the Monopoly game, they have a couple of tokens, right? Who
Yep.
knows the tokens that they have? If
Yeah, I like
I just look at their tokens that they have and then I go manufacture my own that looks like this, can I demand that they put me in the game?
Nope.
No. And without it, you're just a people. So therefore you can't play by giving them the number that allows you to
The
bridge that
issue is
gap.
people think that they have to play. That's what I observed from my experience last night. People are under the assumption that they have to play in order to meet their private needs. What do you guys think about that?
I
That's
think
totally a fact. I know
I think when
everybody
you
in my
assume, you make an
existence
ass
thinks
of
the
you.
same way.
Okay, Edward. People assume that they have to. That's why they are working so diligently on learning, or that they think is learning, how to force their way into the game. What do you guys think about that?
They don't want to be in the game. They just want to be able to recoup what they think they can get back from these public benefits that was created. I mean, I guess that is getting in the game, trying to get in the game, but they don't want to be in the game. They want to be private and get from
You
the
said it,
public.
King. You said it. Absolutely.
You think they want to be private? I observed people that were banging on the door to get into the UCC. That's what I observed. They want to be in there. Why do they let me play? They're not saying why they keep talking to me. Why don't they leave me alone? They're not saying that. They're questioning why they're not being let into the game.
Malika, they trying to bust into a party they were never invited to.
Yes.
Word.
My thing, I think, is like I said, we all know we need money out here to operate. And how do you be private and have money?
That's a great question. But examine your initial presumption. We need money to operate the game, right?
That sounds like a business term, operate.
Do we?
He keeps using that business term. He keeps using that business term, operate.
Yeah.
Function.
It's okay. It's okay because your intent behind the choice of word operation is not lost on me because it is relevant to the answer, the solution, if you will. Okay. What has happened is people have been presented the world in one way, that in order to live, you must play these corporate rules. But nowhere within the corporate rules themselves confirms that. That's what we have realized. It's like, do you understand? And this is not
Yeah,
just for one, this is for all.
I'm just trying to
We
understand how the
came to
Amish
reading the rules with the
function.
same presumption. Oh, we have to operate this way? Okay, let me learn how to operate this way. And then the long reading, it was like, why do they keep using these commercial terms? I'm just trying to get a shelter, okay? One house, not the Monopoly game house where it's like, oh, you put 6 houses, you exchange it for a hotel. No, I just want to live somewhere. Yes? Anybody know what I'm saying? Put some
Correct.
shit in the fridge,
Right.
right? Wash my
Word.
clothes, right? Play with my children, my nieces, my nephews, my extended family, etc. Yes, have a few meals, right?
But Malika,
It is not our intent to operate for profit at all. And we also realize here that that intent to not profit at all, just to live, is what makes us not able to play that money game and to be able to access all of our necessities without the use of the monetary system. Part of the game is to figure out exactly how we're going to do that.
but Malika, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Was wasn't Adam responsible for presenting God with money to eat from every fruit from the tree?
Where the hell did you get that from? I'm going to challenge you to your evidence of that
Uh,
statement
And money in the
and
Bible?
intent.
That question was
That
hilarious.
was a bar.
I love that question.
That was crazy.
I mean, don't the seagulls and squirrels have to clock in order to get the nuts and rummage in the trash? I'm just saying. The
did that did
acorns
did
is
that possum
expensive.
pay you to dig through your trash? Okay.
Oh no, raccoons out here working real hard to rummage through your garbage now. You know, it costs to be the boss.
This is such a great question.
So we're supposed to be scavengers.
Are we?
Uh, God provided us with everything that we needed, and
Say that again. Say that again.
God has provided us with everything we needed, and
Does anybody know the
And then the
Sermon on the
government
Mount?
turn around selling
Anybody
it all.
remember the Sermon on the Mount? Anybody? Anybody remember the Sermon on the Mount?
I'm
Say
not that old.
yes.
I
I'm not
think
that.
I do.
I'm
Did
not that
somebody
old.
say I'm not that old? Did somebody actually say that?
I'm off.
I said I think I do.
You think you do? Tell me the gist of it. Somebody,
Blessed are
anybody.
blessed are you for the reasons that he enumerated.
That's it?
Gotta be more.
Somebody help me out here. I don't remember it at all, but
So
I think that's how it started.
it's about 7 hours worth, but yeah.
What about the
Hold
part
on,
about
okay,
uh
Malika.
being greater than the beings that do
Mm.
not have to tarry? Isn't that what the term is? Tarry? They do not have to
Uh-huh.
worry about what they will eat and what they will do and all this
That's
stuff.
right.
And if you are greater than them, why are you?
How much more would
He
God
said
take care of
Well, he
you?
exactly.
said on
Say that
humility.
exact.
Look at
Say it again, brother. Help me out.
How much more then? If God looks after the foxes, if God looks after the birds, if God dresses the lilies in the field, how much greater are you? How much more would He take care of you?
facts.
Because the ideology is we have been indoctrinated to believe we have to make a living, which is a systematic phrase. God never placed man on earth and said, go make a living.
We are already alive. As soon as we hit that Soon as we what do you call it? When the egg and the sperm get together, what's that?
Boink.
That spark.
Jesus Christ.
Zygote, something like that.
That is, I earned that living. Did I not?
That's
Did I not
right.
earn that
That's
living?
a fact.
Y'all did.
I
When
made it
Hey,
through the
insemination
Malika,
happens.
conception. I have earned my living. All my mom
Correct.
has to do is stay out my way.
Immaculate conception.
Okay? Stay out my way. Soon as
Malika,
conception, I earned that life. I earned that life, and don't you dare take it from me.
Malika, I was gonna say he also took them to the fields. He said, "Are you guys hungry? Follow me." And he took them into the fields, and then they ate right there in the fields. He wasn't playing with nobody. You want to say something? Stop me! Stop me right now if you can. He was bucking them, begging them to do something.
All God said was be fruitful and multiply.
I don't even know about that.
Say
I
one,
don't know about that.
one
Or the
plus
part that
one,
says, "Don't worry about life's needs, foods and
two
clothes.
plus
Seek
two.
God's kingdom
So
first."
so the
That's true.
deceivers have us born into a societies, okay, that the foundation is all corporate. Our job is to exercise our dominion as little as possible, engaging with this corporate entities that we have been born into engaging with, manipulated
Demons.
into, indoctrinated into. It's like a troll on a bridge. None shall pass but through me. Get out of my way, attorney. Slap. Get out of my face, okay? Other corporate licensed agent, real estate agent, trying to block me from getting a house. There's a woman who has been trying to deal with a foreclosure for at least a decade. And she's done all manner of things, including pretending like she wishes to sell her home through a short sale, and hired a licensed agent. What do they call them? Real estate agent or something?
Yeah.
The
Realtor.
real estate agent decides to interject themselves and form a relationship with the servicer, and is relaying everything to the servicer that the woman tells him. So she does a consultation with me a little while ago, and one of the things that we did was draft a communication to fire the licensed agent because none of them are on your side. They have a license under Title 50, the Trading with the Enemy Act. So when we engage these licensees, isn't it good to ask ourselves, who is the enemy? Are we enemies? I thought I hired an agent, an advocate for me. Is the fact that this advocate operating under a license make them an enemy? Are they an enemy to the state since they're licensed by the state? Are they an enemy to the who their client is? Is it a three-way enemy thing? It's all adversarial. What's going on? So drafting the letter to fire the agent that's acting under a license, pretending to assist you, while behind their back working out probably a contingency deal with the servicer. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, I didn't agree to the, pooling of a mortgage.
The good thing is they had already filed a bankruptcy. And so we just moved forward with the adversary proceeding in the bankruptcy.
Word.
Shirley, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst. Hopefully it's a newbie question.
It's not.
Oh.
I was just going to ask if you would like me to share my notice of tort to the sheriff. It's a little entertaining, and I'm sure everybody could use it if they would like to collect funds against him when he calls them names or does stuff against them. I was just curious if
You guys want to see it?
Sure.
Yeah, let's see it.
Let it have it.
Okay.
It's all
hold
lessons for the
on.
newbies.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah. Well, it's not for the newbies, it's for everybody.
It's for everybody, right?
Yep.
It's for everyone on Newbie Tuesday.
For entertainment and exhibitions.
For entertainment purposes only. I'm just giving
Right,
it a
right. If you
share.
said don't threaten me with a good time.
Okay, sharing is not
Don't
turned on.
Oh,
threaten me.
let me fix that. There you guys
Don't
go.
threaten me
There you
with a
go.
good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Um, these first are I'm just double checking where I'm going to send it to. So we can go through that. But notice of claim and claim for damages arising from official misconduct by Deputy C. Burkett and his badge number.
Oops. Sorry. Did I just
What
close
was that?
live? Oh, go ahead.
Can you see it? Okay.
I can, yeah.
Uh, notice of claim. Uh, pursuant to Illinois Local Governmental and Governmental Employees Tort Immunity Act, 745 ILCS 10. This notice of claim is submitted regarding the willful and defamatory misconduct by Deputy C. Burkett, badge 1601, employed by the Will County Sheriff's Office, acting under the color of law during the events surrounding attempted service in the civil case, American Express versus blah, blah. Wonder if I have, oh, you know what? Shoot. I actually have the wrong one. I'm sorry. I guess this is the better one. Yeah, this has, okay. The Will County Court, this notice is intended to preserve rights under Illinois law and provide timely formal notice of injury resulting from the acts and omissions constituting willful and wanton misconduct, not protected by immunity. Sorry. This misconduct includes knowingly labeling claimant a sovereign citizen in an official court filing without factual basis, justification, or lawful authority. This classification, entered in the affidavit of service, is widely recognized as a derogatory and baseless designation. It is commonly applied in institutional settings to discredit or delegitimize individuals asserting constitutionally protected rights. The inclusion of this label was unnecessary, defamatory, and constituted misconduct in the performance of an official duty. The label was added to the affidavit of service despite a courteous, peaceful, and respectful phone
Okay,
conversation
hold
between.
on one second. Is that true?
Yeah, what?
The inclusion of this label constitutes misconduct in the performance of official duties. Is name calling, can we confirm if name calling or defamatory statements constitutes misconduct? We need to confirm whether that is a truthful statement because that is the basis upon which your complaint is based.
Actually, I do believe that it is. I can't
Okay, hold
state
on. There
exactly
is
where.
never a need to merely believe because if it is true, it can be confirmed in the black letter of the law.
It can be true. It can be confirmed. I just didn't know. I couldn't say off the top of my head where it was.
Well,
But
here's the
here,
thing. In
here
order
it
for the
is.
rest of your
Yeah,
statements below
it's
to
in
be
there.
valid, you have to actually know the answer to that question.
Right. It's right here under duty to refrain from knowingly including false, misleading, or defamatory statements in official affidavits of service as mandated by 735 ILCS 52203C,
Is that a
which
quote
holds,
from that section?
yes, which holds a process server liable for false statements made in an affidavit filed with the court.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
But I don't have it up here I mean, should I put
No, I
in the
just want to
notice of
know if
claim?
that's a true statement or not.
Yeah.
So if you have it in where it is quoted in their rules or regulations or ordinances or whatever that they cannot that making defamatory or statements or name calling is under the list of what constitutes misconduct. And then once that question can be answered in the affirmative, then of course you're going to make a good document.
Yes.
Because that is the foundation. Does everybody realize that? Your foundational statement has to be provable. That's true. Does everybody understand? Because if your foundational statement fails, then the rest of your document will also fail.
And I think it also comes off as conclusatory when you just state the conclusion without stating the facts that support it.
I think she did that. She said that before she even said the part about it constitutes defamatory, she actually did say what they said. I just wanted to make sure that it does actually constitute misconduct, and it's not just like it's like in their list of what constitutes misconduct in wherever statute, policy, rule, or whatever, that defamation or specifically name calling is on that list. That's all I'm saying.
It is, and
Good.
it's in a certain publication for that particular state.
Awesome. And I think this is why the attorney attempted to settle with Ray for the same reasons. For those who recall what's going on with Ray, when the process server came to serve him the court invitation, the summons, and the complaint, he committed misconduct as well. And it's the same state, it's the same Illinois, same state. What's up with these process servers? Who did this process server work for? The state?
No, this was a policy officer. It's a
So their
sheriff.
process.
Yeah. Guess what? They can't serve me anymore. They actually opened up I had my FU notice to the sheriff, and they opened it up last week. And I was notified that they'd opened it up, and then surprise, surprise, that the person trying to serve me had to use another process server company who couldn't serve me either. So I've blocked the sheriff with my notice that I gave to sheriff, and I've blocked process servers. They can't enter my properties. They have no way to get it to me with my sign at the end of my driveway.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Not just the sign, but the notice.
The notice to the sheriff. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not sure if I ever gave you my notice to sheriff. I will give it to you, Malika.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's really good.
No.
Yeah.
They might, but go ahead and try to serve by publication. That's a great question. Someone said, won't they just serve by publication? They might. Try it.
Well, the people who tried to serve me last week, they did what the one who tried to serve me last week is actually my attorney that I sued for malpractice 6 years ago. And that suit hasn't gone through yet, probably because all the attorneys working together. So now
No,
he's suing me for,
when you make a case, you have to move your case. It doesn't
no,
just
I
move
have an
because it's
attorney
filed.
doing it for me. That's the
Oh,
problem. 6 years ago, I gave a notice and demand of 45 days. I get payment about, I don't know, 30 days ago. So yeah, I'm done effing around with him. So the attorney that I'm suing for malpractice filed a case against me for legal fees, even though, this was filed a while ago. So he's trying to serve me to try to see what my assets are. And so he's the one who was unable to serve me. So they did get an order from the court that they can serve me by email. However, I just have to get done with these torts, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to have that case removed. So, per capacity. Problem
okay.
is, that case being not viable for capacity, then they're going to try to say, oh, then we don't owe you for malpractice because you don't have capacity. But
That
it's
doesn't make any
okay.
sense. That
It
does not
doesn't
make any sense.
No, it doesn't. I'm a people.
You were not the
Yeah,
professional, so you didn't
right,
have to have professional capacity to sue them.
right, right.
Don't just say right. You have to make
No, I know that. I've already got that. But that's what I had to work out in my head for sure. So yeah, it's sort of fun.
Okay.
Should I keep reading this?
Yeah.
Or just get down? Okay. So the label was added to the affidavit of service. I think, oh yeah, despite a courteous, peaceful, and respectful tone by conversation between the claimant and deputy prior to service, during which no contentious behavior or unlawful threat was made, there was no justification, legal or factual, for the insertion of such commentary into the public record. The label had no lawful purpose and was entirely irrelevant to active service. Claimant brings this action for damages arising from reputational harm, emotional distress, and legal prejudice and bias caused by this official misconduct. This claim is
Okay, you have to say what the reputational harm was. Were your neighbors in earshot? Well,
well, wait, I did down and under.
okay,
I
okay,
think
that's
I
cool.
did. I'm pretty sure I did download.
Okay, if you haven't, just make sure it's in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll here, let me just highlight it just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I do. Maybe not. Um, I have so many different people that I'm torting. It's my head's like wild right now. So it's filed under the 1 year statutory limitations period. So on or about November 6th, Deputy Burkout, whatever his name is, placed a sticker on claimant's door indicating he had legal papers to serve. Claimant, unaware of the nature of the documents, called the number provided and spoke directly with him in a respectful and cooperative tone. Believing the matter was to involve a potentially injured party, so I got myself out of that one. Phew. Claimant voluntarily agreed to accept service. Even though, again, I know I should never have now. This is a year ago. On November 8th, service was completed. However, deputy subsequently filed an affidavit of service containing the handwritten note. Notes on door, sovereign citizen. This label had no legal basis, was irrelevant to the purpose of the service, and was knowingly defamatory. It mischaracterized knowingly defamatory. Okay, I mean, we might need to do work on intent there, but it mischaracterized claimant's peaceful exercise of the constitutional rights as extremist or anti-government conduct. At the time of service, the only visible posting on claimant's door was a peaceful, rights-based notice citing legal principles and constitutional limitations, none of which contain language or conduct justifying the stigmatizing label entered into the court record. This language, written on the affidavit of service, was publicly filed into the court record and has become a permanent part of the public record. The term sovereign citizen is a well-known pejorative and stigmatizing term with negative and prejudicial connotations, widely understood and used by law enforcement and courts to imply legal extremism, including implications of anti-government behavior and potential security threats. The inclusion of this historically stigmatizing label in a ministerial court filing was false, defamatory, and conveyed an intent to discredit claimant. There, the intent is again. Regardless of any lawful relevance or necessity. Deputy Burkett's use of this slur was not supported by claimant's conduct, was irrelevant to the function of process service, and grossly prejudicial, introducing bias into the case and tainting the judicial record with inflammatory mischaracterization. It is reasonable to infer that this label may have influenced the judicial making, including the subsequent denial of a requested continuance and entry of the judgment in claimant's
Okay,
absence.
hold on 1 second. I just want to let you know at this point before I forget that where you have a concern of your wording
Yeah,
about the conveying an intent, I
yeah.
think that you just said another word that might be used instead, which is
Reasonable to infer.
yes, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
reasonable to infer. Okay.
That this would be, I
Yes.
was
So I
thinking
would
that
say
as
the
I was
label
reading
in a
it.
ministerial court setting of court filing was false, defamatory, and conveyed a or reasonably, what is it? It is reasonably
And
inferred, reasonably inferred an intent
is
to discredit. I would put it reasonably inferred.
heard. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
And
an
intent.
intent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking
Because
that
you
as I
might
was
not
reading it.
actually
I'm
be
like,
able to
yeah,
prove intent, but you can allege that that their actions and words inferred the intent.
yes. Yeah. I caught it down below, but I hadn't caught it
Yeah.
there.
In every instance where you are, being careful of saying that you know the intent, I would replace it with that way of framing.
Yes, that's good. Um, so the sheriff's office bears a legal and ethical duty to execute service impartially without defamation, bias, or the injection of personal opinion. Deputy Burkett's conduct violated these obligations and constitutes willful and wanton misconduct actionable under Illinois law.
Okay.
This I'm going to change to liability, but I didn't yet. Duty. Deputy Sid Burkett was agent of the Will County Sheriff's Office, had the following non-discretionary ministerial duties: to conduct service of legal process in a neutral, professional, and non-prejudicial manner in alignment with Article 1, Section 2 of the Illinois Constitution, which guarantees all persons equal protection and due process under the law. To refrain from knowingly including false, misleading, or defamatory statements.
I'm sorry, that's such a clincher right there.
Which one? The second one or first?
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. As mandated by
I think
735.
that's what Ray used too.
Yeah, which holds the processor reliable for false statements made. Yeah.
That's why the attorney was like, "Don't you want to settle?"
Yeah. To avoid retaliatory labeling or stigmatizing conduct in accordance with Illinois Human Rights Act 775 ILCS 56, which prohibits retaliation against a person who in good faith expresses opposition to perceived misconduct, abuse of authority, or unlawful overstepping of legal boundaries.
Exactly.
And
you
to
can't
uphold
just say that because I had a sign that warned that you should be here for only a lawful purpose,
Right.
as something derogatory.
Right. To uphold the constitutional oath of office to support the Constitution of the United States and Constitution of the State of Illinois. I should probably take out Constitution of the United States since this is a state claim, right?
No.
Leave it. It's okay. Okay.
But doesn't their oath actually say the Constitution of this state and the United States? Because if it does say it, then what would be the problem of leaving it?
I'll double check that. Okay.
Okay.
I just know I can't have anything federal in it. So, as required by Article 13, Section 3 of the Illinois Constitution, which binds all public officers to a standard of faithful and lawful execution. These obligations are legally binding and non-discretionary for all sworn deputies. By inserting stigmatizing and prejudicial commentary into official return of service, deputy breached these duties and compromised the neutral ministerial role entrusted to law enforcement officers engaged in civil process.
Wow. You're very, very thorough. That's a lot. I'm good on that. I see the breach. Go ahead. Go ahead down. Go ahead down. I think you said everything in those first 4 bullet points.
But I also just realized duty, and then I said he breached them, and I shouldn't say breached in duty.
Yeah, because you have a lot of repetition going on because you're trying to be thorough.
Yeah,
but it's just
I'm gonna take that out. Okay, okay. He breached these duties by including the stigmatizing and defamatory term sovereign citizen in official court filed affidavit of service, associating claimant with a label widely recognized as implying extremism, threat, or anti-government ideology.
You said those several times. I would run this back through if you're using an AI assistant.
Yes, good point.
For to remove repetition and make it more brief while of course still hitting all the elements required.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Defaming
welcome.
and
we can't just keep reading because that's the reason I'm making my recommendation. You're saying things repetitively, and although they are all very relevant, the repetition itself is what's not relevant. So I would run it back through and have it delete every repetitive thing.
No, that's fine.
While still keeping the elements. How many pages is this? You don't have to go
there's causation, which is there's the reputation.
Yeah, we're not going to go through that. Like,
and damages.
We just
it's
can't.
6. It's okay.
That's very long. So, like I would run it back through.
Okay. Thank you.
Good overall.
Thank you.
I like that you have all of the elements in there, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, hit them up, guys. Hit them up. Hit them from every angle. Hit them often. Make it like a religion. Okay. Have computer will tort. Okay.
Is I want to know, is everyone aware on who oversees the conduct of judges? Same question for lawyers, and same question for police.
Ooh.
Judges is state, police is county.
Let me
What's
reframe my question. There is a particular name of an oversight committee, you may call it, or a board. There is a specific name for that board that makes sure certain rules of conduct apply. There is a name for that particular board for judges. There is a name for that particular board for attorneys. And there is a name for that particular board for police. And each board are going to make sure that that conduct is according to a particular set of rules. What's the name of the board and rules for judges? What's the name of the board and rules for attorneys? What's the name of board and rules for police? And I yield.
what's the board that regulate one's conduct? So we're talking who
I know.
regulate one's
Correct.
So,
conduct? A
Correct.
state of mind, right? State of mind.
I know, but I wanted to make sure because it's like mm, if people are upset about a judge, they'll go, going to do a judicial conduct complaint.
Okay, it seems like judicial qualification is the standardized term for for the judges. Yes, the
Yes,
state
yes,
bar, if they have a state bar association
yes.
That's for
for the
attorneys.
state
Got
for
you.
attorneys, and
What's the
who's for the
rules?
policies. Ah, you see, two people already said county for the police, but why do you guys think county for the police? If the county's for the police, then who the hell's the sheriff for?
Nah, that's that yeah. Okay,
Somebody said
so
county for the policy, so
nah.
somebody
So
says policy merit board is might it depend on the
The
jurisdiction?
local jurisdiction, yep.
yeah, it's going to depend on the jurisdiction.
Okay.
That sounds familiar
It
for a
doesn't, it
particular
shouldn't
state.
depend on the jurisdiction. The reason I say that is because policy is always under the town or city. Policy is always under the board of the county or city or town, or I'm sorry, the city or town or village, depending on how it's organized. It's always
So
going to be the trustees of the city.
So I'll read something that maybe people aren't familiar with. Like Illinois State Police Directive, ROC, is Rules of Conduct dash 002, Rules of Conduct. And it has a policy, authority, rules, and regulations. It's about 14 pages long for Illinois. So I'm thinking how the Judicial Conduct Board, whatever they may be called, for Illinois, I think it's JIB, and you'll be using the rules of judicial conduct. If it's the attorneys, it's the ARDC 9 times out of 10 when it comes to the attorneys or whatever their office of state bar is, and they're using the Illinois model rules of professional conduct. And if it's
Okay.
policy enforcers, 9 times out of 10, it is going to be ISP, which is Illinois State Police. And I'm not sure if that trickles down
I think
to the
that's
other
just,
ones.
no, I think that's just like state highway patrol.
I get that, but I was looking at it in terms of an oversight board for the conduct of police in general.
Yeah, but it's
And if
typically
you,
the trustees of the city or town or village. Not it's not a state, it's not typically state level for the policy officers.
I get that. I'm just saying it would be something to look into. That would be your start to look
Okay.
there because they may be CalEA related, CALEA, and those are the people that are getting like the captive insurance where they'll have like a policy over here and then a policy in this town and a policy in that town, and then what they'll do is they'll have this collective bargaining agreement to all pool together, and what they need to do then is every complaint that comes in, they need to have an attorney that's great enough to make sure no damages get paid out. That's the purpose of the CalEA. No, I'm serious.
No,
Like
I know. Look, when we file our claims and all they do is cancel the alleged appearances in court,
yeah.
that is them saying, well, maybe if we just cancel our case against them, they won't sue us for what we have already damaged them and are liable for according to the Tort Claims Act.
Word.
They're like, oh, we're just gonna drop the case. Let's see if they just go away. I just want you guys to know I commend those that go, nah, thank you for making it go away, but now you still owe me, bruh. Shout out to everybody that's still going after it. Yes. Because some of us need to just prove it can be done, right? And then after we've proven that it can be done, like the case can be gotten rid of, because of course they're not going to write into their procedures, okay, you can give everybody a ticket that you see, but if anybody challenges the ticket by filing a tort claim, we're just going to drop the case. They're never going to put that in there. However, put a 1 in the chat if you are a witness due to this community that tort claims get filed and traffic cases go away. Not 100% of the time, but you have seen it happen. You were here witnessing it firsthand. They will never put it in their policy that when
So
they
let me
give us bogus tickets, that you should tort claim their ass and they will make it go away. And that is what actually one of the reasons why we have to follow through our tort claim and get the money. Because who told you to give me that stupid ticket anyway? And the fact that you canceled it acknowledges that you know that y'all be out here giving bonus tickets, don't it? When
You
we
got to
tort
do a
claim them and it
McCreel
goes
one.
away, is that not kind of like, hey, we got
Yep.
caught with our hand in the cookie jar this time?
word.
You got to McCreel them.
So I'll just to be clear, if you want me to clear it up, Malika, I will. Rules of conduct, right? And since we're talking Illinois, the rules of conduct document, right, is an internal policy used under the director's statutory authority to regulate members of the Illinois State Police, which is specific. It's
Yeah,
a
the state
specific
police.
state level agency, municipal and
Correct.
county departments, Chicago Police Department, county sheriffs, etc., have their own
Internal.
departmental departmental general orders, code of conduct, and collective bargaining agreements, though those are often similar in substance and all operate under the same statewide constitutional and statutory constraints. So it seems like if you want to complain about some conduct, then that's how you do it. However, that is not to be conflated with you doing some type of litigation claim, right? Or you're making a claim for that conduct or for the deprivation to be redressed for whatever grievance. You know what I'm saying? That you're narrating. You know what I mean? So I
Always
think,
tort. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, correct. So it's like tort is the disciplinary thing that you're wanting to get set in order so you can be made whole. However, the internal complaint would be for the judges, it's the whatever the judicial conduct board is. For the attorneys, it's the office of state bar. For the policy enforcers, whether state police or whatever level, whatever rules they have, and to be able to make the complaint pointing out how the facts match the violation of those particular rules that they are overseeing for that particular entity, whether it be police, attorneys, or judges. So it would be good for us to be able to set in our mind how to organize who we're complaining about and what levels of ass spanking we can do on them. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's multiple levels.
We should include the statement of facts that we have in our torts
Correct.
to those various agencies. So, for example, on top of doing a notice to the court and a motion to quash it, we're also going to be doing criminal complaints to various levels of departments that are getting a copy of the same statement of events. Because when certain offenses occur, it's an offense on different levels that they can be punished for. Does that make sense? They can do one offense and it qualifies for them to be reprimanded on different levels. Some of them might even have them criminally prosecuted. That's why it's important to know where to report certain
Correct.
activity so that that agency can decide, that sounds like criminal activity based on these set of facts. Okay? And that's why it's important for us to just say what those facts are.
Yeah,
Oh,
going.
yesterday they just had a cop arrested for strangulation of his wife, and so what the chief said was, "Humana, humana, humana, humana." They want that to go away, but that cop actually wrote him up good.
Indeed,
That
and in lieu of,
arrested the other
Hey,
cop, arrested
and
him.
in,
go
indeed,
ahead.
and in lieu of Matthew 18 verses 15 through 20, when you're going to your brother first, it would be going to the actual conduct oversight board, whoever that may be, whether it's for judges
Sometimes
or the
it's
conduct.
internal investigation.
Correct. That's
Sometimes
another
it's just,
conduct
especially
oversight,
when
right?
it's for policies. A lot of times it's internal investigation. In whatever city it is, they have
So
internal
that's
investigation, and I also make sure I do a copy to the chief of police if it's a policy, and
correct.
the mayor because they're over the chief of police, and the city again is the board consists of the mayor of the city trustees.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right,
going to
the
your
risk
brother.
management mismanagement department.
Yeah, that's going to your brother first before take it in front of two or three witnesses. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, and you guys can take our pig pen class and get more. Okay, put that link in the chat. Put the link to the class.
Word.
Okay. Um, because as you guys see, I have here on the screen the 50 off coupon is for all workshops. All right, let's go to the next one. Gratitude for all your input. Queen, go ahead with your question, comment, emotional outburst.
Hey fam.
Peace.
Hey.
So what I got going on this week is I tried to do the Frankenmail system because I'm an applier every time I get the information.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I did not gain any success.
Okay.
So the postmaster left
It's because you went to the post office and didn't use
no,
the
I
blue
didn't.
box
I
on the
didn't.
street.
I didn't. I did it at the mailbox. I listened to you, Hassan. I put them
Uh-huh.
inside the mailbox. And I just called him the postmaster because I thought that's what he was supposed to be called. Um, he left a note saying that it was $10 for each letter that I wanted to send out.
Yeah, and did he give you the policy that he's using to calculate that amount?
No, he didn't give me the policy, but I don't really know how to apply it because like I can't really force him to take my letter from
You don't know
the
that.
mailbox.
Why don't you ask for the policy that they're attempting to enforce?
Have you read the
Okay.
IMM or the DMM 741? I think it is. I think
Or
it's
is it
7.4.
711?
I think it's
Not
7.4.1 or
not as yet. I
7.4.0 or
just took the
7.4.1.
the franking class. I didn't.
No, no, no,
It
no, no, no,
has
no, 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 no.
it has related videos. I think we went over that. Okay, somebody put in the chat.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, what I'm
you
go ahead.
respond by asking them what they're using, okay, what policy, rule, regulation, etc. they're using to come to that amount, and to the legal conclusion that it is applicable to yourself. You have to
Okay.
ask questions.
Correct, because they get something. Okay, so and this kind of is a segue just a bit, but I know we have other hands up. They get something internally called PNC Weekly in these post offices. And in those PNC weeklies, they have things and articles about people who think they can just get mail for free without postage. The way that you combat that is finding within their own domestic mail manual that which relates to the international mail manual pertaining to tax a per Q, prepaid postage prepaid on hers or his majesty's service or whatever that is, because
My
that's where
favorite.
it is. You know what I mean? That's exactly where it is. And that's why I said I'm not sure if I'm remembering it correctly, but check the domestic mail manual. I know, and I think it's chapter or title 7, but I know the
It
numbers
is
7,
seven for
4, and
sure.
1. 7, 4, and
Okay.
1 are the
Somebody
numbers.
put it in the chat.
Yes, I did see it.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
So we just extended the coupon today, guys. So try it again. You should see also a banner on the top of the site, regardless of whose link you use to get there. There's a banner, and it's at the cart. You do it on the at the cart level. So if it doesn't work, just email support at freedomfromgovernment.org or support at lawfulliving.com.
Malika,
Okay,
quick
so I
question.
saw
Hold on, Ed. Go ahead, Queen.
I saw Stefan just posted in the chat for snail mail.
Yeah.
Can you clarify that comment?
That's what it is. He just AIM already put it in there. IMM 7.41 and
No, the reason why
7.42 mail manual.
no, the reason why I was asking in reference to the clarification for when he said snail mail.
That's just regular mail, just with the regular.
Okay, so does the franking, am I understanding? This is what I'm trying to comprehend. Is it only for just regular mail? So if you're doing
It is regular
certified,
mail.
it does not mail?
That's regular mail.
Okay.
So, do y'all know certification don't make it go faster? Y'all know that, right? That's just regular
Correct.
mail. Certification doesn't turn it from 5 days to 1 or overnight or 2 days. It's regular mail.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's enough for an air conditioner you're sending
Does
your
everybody
friends.
understand? It
Yeah.
is regular mail because it's just the regular postage. It's not express. It's not overnight. It's just regular mail.
Correct.
Okay.
And remember, these things are free shipping supplies if you were to order them. The only thing when people are transacting for certified mail is the administrative cost of the clerk doing it for you over the counter. That's it. Other than that, it is free shipping supply on their website as free shipping supplies. I'm
Yeah,
talking
because I
about,
got the supplies for
go
free.
ahead.
I got the supplies for free.
Right. So they're trying to now extort you. That's why it's important to ask what they're basing their request on. And let them
Exactly.
show you the actual law and don't allow them to dismiss you. Okay?
Yeah.
Gratitude.
Yeah, I just
Hey,
wanted to make sure I wasn't impinging on his rights while I was trying to ascertain my questions because
Very
I
good.
can't really force him, like, you know what I'm saying, to
You
take my
might be able
letters.
to. You
But
might be able to if it is their duty to take it and they are merely attempting to extort you because they cannot show you what law allows them to charge you. Not to charge someone, but you. Okay? You
okay.
because
correct.
if someone has a duty to do something as a public agent, we can force them. Does everybody understand? Their duty as a public servant is the force. Okay?
Force rights and duties without their express consent.
Yes, you don't have to be like, I want to do this. Hey, so you're already signed up to do it. Get to it.
Word.
Mm.
Gratitude for your input, guys.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
indeed, Queen. Gratitude. I know we got more hands up. I'm gonna wait to
McGarvey.
ask my little question, but I do definitely want to ask it at the end, sis, if I may. Go ahead, lady.
Okay. McGarvey, go ahead.
Greetings, family. How's everybody doing?
Peace.
So I am trying to get water and electricity at my crib, and I've been asking a lot of questions, and I haven't been getting answers, but I can share my emails if you guys want to see. I'm so
Love
excited,
it.
guys. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, hold on.
Hold
All
on. Let
right,
me make
hold
it
on.
so anybody can share.
Okay, okay.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Sir. Okay, what do we stream?
What state are you in, by the way?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay.
Okay, y'all can see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this was something, okay, so we could deal with the water. So I literally just got this response like 7 minutes ago in the class, or no, like not too long ago. Earlier he this somebody who was from um, Public Service Commission. Okay, so that's supposed to be from the Environmental Protection Division. So your Department of Natural Resources, which has a department um, which is created for the oversight of water. And so I had asked them about water because water was on the property and they cut it off. So this is the director of the property. So initially I had sent him this right here.
Okay,
I
so
said,
you sent
greetings.
them
I'm
that?
trying to get water to
No, they sent this to you. They
after
sent
the
this
water
to
was cut
you.
off.
This sent this to
No,
they sent this to you quoting the state constitution? Oh shucks,
That
he
was
dropped off.
hilarious. I think he did fall off, but it's funny.
Did
The
y'all
first
see
thing,
that? They're sending him
like, what, bro?
they
I'm not
sent
a.
him a copy of a section of the Constitution.
Didn't Trade Brigade share 50
can you
36
hear me?
1 earlier?
Mhm.
And they soliciting him for public benefits? Is that what it is? You contract for these public benefits.
Yo, this is great. Man, come on back. Come on back.
You
I have
want
to
those
come.
Okay,
benefits,
for
don't you?
myself. Okay, yeah.
Are you
You
back?
have to take those benefits.
No,
Maybe I could be tripping, right?
I'm going to get the same services, but I'm not going to be using it as a benefit. I'm going to be using it as a right.
Correct.
Same
Yay.
exact services.
Okay, so I think I definitely did a little bit of messing up because okay, anyway, so go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
My question was, you had an email up right before you dropped off,
Okay, yeah, okay.
quoting a part of
So
the
this was the
Constitution.
actual email.
Quoting a part of the Constitution.
Let me,
Was that
yes,
their
right here. This guy right
communication?
here. This is
That's their communication to yourself?
yes,
They are quoting to you a section of the state constitution about if you're having a difficult time paying. Okay, it
Right,
says
correct.
if you are having
basically. So okay, so
problems
the back.
paying your bills. Georgia, there did they just cite
Elijah did me the
Justia?
same thing.
I did.
Justia. Do y'all
Yeah,
see
very unofficial of them, but yes.
guys?
My electric company did me the same thing. I mean, you
I'm
still responsible
sorry.
for the
Because
bill.
that's the staff's attorney responding to you.
Georgia Code 36-80-17. What is the subject matter of Title 36?
That's
Auth-
counties, local government.
Local government. Yeah.
why would they be why would they be quoting you something about
No.
counties in the local government?
Sorry, it's so funny.
That's what I asked. So,
Let's go back to the letter. Let's go back to the letter.
Oh, that is so hilarious.
Okay. He just responded. Just again in real time. 502.
Yeah, but let's go back to their letter. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
This one right
it
here.
was just there.
I
Okay.
guarantee.
Wait. I will be in the field Monday to Wednesday. Oh, that's what just came in. Okay, well, Georgia statutes explain that. Okay, so we got this part. They're citing you 36-80-17, authorization to contract for utility services, conditions and limitations. Ooh. Authorization to contract
So then
for
my next
utility services.
question.
Hold on, before you get to your next question, let's read the communication. Let's go to the next one. What's the other communication?
Okay, so then I responded. Can you please explain how this applies to me?
Okay.
And
And then
then
he literally just responded at 502, and this is what he said right now. I haven't even wrote it yet.
Well,
We're reading
I
it
love how they
together.
start off with well, the Georgia statute that the
sir,
Georgia
please,
statute
please unbend your
explains
wrist. Let me
that
stop. Go ahead.
local governments have the authority to provide utility services to customers,
Home
which
rule.
the county does provide a water. What? Let me reread that first sentence.
Please do, because I'm ready to pick it apart.
The Georgia statute explains that local governments have the authority to provide utilities to customers, which the county does provide a water service. They would be your servicer. Well, who the hell is the principal? They love this nonsense about the servicer. Who's the principal? Because if it's me, bitch, we gonna fight. Okay? Because
Who's the
I'm not gonna
customer?
authorize you to charge me full servicer.
Please read the
Who's the
last part of that sentence,
They would
please.
be your servicer, and those rates are adopted
By whom?
who's
by the
Elected officials of the
elected
county
officials of the
or
county
city.
or city.
Hey, man, why didn't you
who's
tell us you ran for office, McGarvey? What's going on with you, bro? How come we
Hey,
ain't
hey,
know?
man, I don't even. Hey, I'm learning this myself. I literally just got this
who's
when y'all got it. You know what I'm saying?
who's
We in
So
it
Man,
how
y'all,
together.
the
long have you
customer?
been acting as a public official, McGarvey, that
yeah,
this would
man.
even be
What? Wait
relevant?
a minute. Now we throwing out. We throw that's fighting words
It
right
says
there. So we
those
need to
rates
relax.
are adopted by elected officials. Then why the hell are you
Yeah.
talking to me about it?
I
Maybe
don't
she
I
get.
know. That's a
gave
good question.
I gave you 2 other sites for utility billing if you have trouble paying other bills like like electricity and
Oil and
I
gas,
definitely have trouble paying. Definitely.
oil and oil and
I
gas and
definitely
mining.
have trouble paying. I will
I'm gonna tell
definitely
you about the
investigate.
electricity in a second.
If that agency that provides for those who have difficulty paying, okay, if they have a declaratory um, process, I would definitely be inquiring. If I'm missing what you're asking, you may need to explain it more. It sounded to me like you were wondering what law gives Paulding County the right to cut your water off. No, 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 no. Who can better assess what we're asking, guys? We're not asking if what gives the county the right to cut it off.
Hey, Dan. Yeah, Matthew. You had that bucket of shit over there that I can just throw at this email response? Was wondering to see what would
I
stick
think
here.
that you don't think they're genuinely confused, Seven. I think they're genuinely confused.
I
Oh, they
mean,
are.
You
we'll
don't think
see.
they're genuinely.
You already know, Malika. I don't give them no leeway. For them,
Yeah,
they
but
all have F's
we
until
don't
they
want
earn an A.
we don't want to just jump to conclusions now.
Eh,
What are we asking? We're not asking if what gives the county the right to bill. What are we asking instead, guys? Let me see what you guys are saying.
What gives you the right to cut my water off?
No, no, no. Why are we talking about cutting it off?
The first thing that he said
Why
was
you charging me?
customer. He's not a customer. And so based on that, then everything else doesn't apply to him. Because remember, I had the same situation here in Florida because they cut my water
Oh,
off,
you don't have to
Malika,
remind me,
as you
darling. I
know.
know. I know
And
everybody on here that's challenging utilities. I can just look down the list and squish.
They came and took the meter off the box today,
Ooh.
or whenever.
But
I don't
that
know if
just
it was
means
like
you can't
yesterday.
bill me. That don't mean that you can't give me service.
Facts, 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 facts.
What is the question? Let me see if you guys are hitting it. Okay. Not they're trying to deny you turning the service on, providing the actual service. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not asking a question about the county's ability to cut it off. You're
I,
trying to block me from receiving the service. That's not the same
No,
thing.
it was. That's what I'm saying. It was already on, and then they cut it off, and then they blocked me from getting it on.
I got a question since it's Georgia. So does that mean that the county is no longer holding their board meetings here at this location? Or I mean, are they? I just want to know. Oh,
That is
oh, it's
definitely not a newbie question.
it's not county property, you say. Oh,
And
then
as
how
a
are you making
reseller of the
decisions?
commodity,
Oh my gosh, Sharon is in the comments. Say that again. Say that again,
as
Sharon.
the reseller of the unless they're a reseller of the commodity, it sounds like they are required to provide the life-sustaining utilities to said user of the utilities, not the reseller, because they're just a user of it, not a.
And that is correct. And Queen also said it because she's studying the same thing about the water utilities. And the first thing they start off saying is customer.
You mean you're not a customer?
I remember that
That's
jurisdiction that
right,
I
I am.
found it when it says customer, but then according to the act, the regulation and charges section, it defines only one customer, and it's a commercial customer who uses the water supplied by the commission in connection with any commerce, trade, or industry.
Exactly. In Washington, it defines the customer as a consumer using the service for a business, and then they say it 13 times as using their business, used for business, using their business.
So in a minute here, right? If remember that little analogy, Malika, if you are inside the club where water is free and you may only pay for alcoholic beverages, all this time you've been drinking water, but now you're being presented a bill for alcoholic beverages. Whose
Yeah,
obligation it is?
correct.
Right. So beyond this, what's on screen here, yes, we're talking to these attorney and learning at the same time, but upon careful scrutiny of the Georgia Code, I'm getting straight to the presumption
Word.
that one has the capacity or is acting in the capacity that it is required to make a payment. In this instant, I'm saying if we go back to OCGA 35036-1, the application was made or maybe it wasn't made, but there is a record that was created. And upon that record, the creation of that record is the inference upon which the presumption is drawn that would give rise
Right.
to
But they
instance.
don't in this particular instance, they have no record. They're simply just denying service to someone who they believe should be billed for the service.
Because okay, they are denying service because they believe, just mere belief.
Yes, their belief. They're denying
So
it's because they don't seem to comprehend, and I think it's genuine.
yeah. So it's still gonna lead back to my final point though, is to raise the issue of a declaratory judgment, not necessarily related to this specific issue as in the water problem, but just against the state.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Go ahead, Traden.
a declaratory judgment against the state.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am saying also with that, see, it's time religious test because I'm saying even though you're saying that there is no record in this instant, right?
Mm-hmm.
For many others, it's a possibility that there exists a record.
Yes.
And in articulating the controversy, it must be put to the court that it was an unintentional act.
To have to created the intent of use for
the
business.
application, so it's now making the court our intent known to the court, our intent, the legislative intent, but looking at it from the principle of mistake again and again, mistake.
It is a
Which is
mistake.
unintentional act from ignorance. And I'm not saying they say
Yes.
ignorance is no excuse of the law, but
Correct.
mistake as a relief, because it's important to recognize that the controversy is not independent of our action, because we helped created the record.
Typically, yes.
So letting the court know that it was never our intent to create such a record.
Right.
And now, making our intention now known to the court to resolve the issue, the controversy.
Okay.
So someone says normally there's no contract for you with utilities. The issue is not whether or not there's a contract with the utilities. The issue is always who can be charged for the use of utilities.
But they're using their
as in legislatively intended based on the definitions in the regulations that define the customer and or consumer.
But they're using their belief, and that's a religious test. So there's a religious test right there, their belief.
License is needed to be a supplier, which they are portraying through mail constructive fraud. I don't know what that means. So AIM says, who's qualified to be billed? Yes. Who's qualified to be billed? who can be discriminated against.
Those who are using the resource from the earth for profit. Go back to the definition of payment. A payment made to further the commercial development of oil, gas, and other natural minerals.
Steven posted
Mhm.
that like 45 minutes ago.
Oh, really?
No, just like 7 minutes ago. No, it's right
Oh,
here.
I did. I did.
207. I know you didn't see it.
And I
He
didn't
put
see it.
15 USC 78 MQ1 payment. Definition payment. The term commercial
What was
development
it
of
again?
oil. It's just scroll up 7 minutes ago from Stephen Grant at
Oh,
207. Steve, you can
That's
just click on
awesome,
it. It's
bro.
literally a clickable link in the chat.
okay. Let me go back in the chat.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to pull it up because you're sharing your screen. So I guess you could unshare your screen if you're done.
Okay.
Um,
No,
but
I
yeah,
was just okay. So my thing is okay. So they kept on. So today or earlier, I got in contact with the Department of Natural Resources, and I was telling them since they're over the EPD, this is what's going on because the EPD is supposed to enforce these rules, and they're acting like they don't know. And then so the lady was like, "Please send me all the emails," and she doesn't really know where to take it to, but she'll take it to somebody and then get back with me. That's what she
okay,
said.
okay.
And then so the other thing was this right here, for the energy.
You have to pull up
And so
that
I had
section of
I
the
had
code.
go ahead.
Um, later today, you have to pull up that section of the code that
Say it
1088 just mentioned.
for
Okay, so you say, why is there no response accompanied by substantial evidence of power and duties? Are you all keeping your oath and acting how you're acting in refusing the request and acting like you don't know what is clearly outlined by law? Why do you think they're merely acting? You say that term so many times.
because like I feel like they're supposed to know. Like they know that they're doing this intentionally.
When you say
But no,
what's the
they're acting like they
okay,
don't
so
know.
why do you think that they do know? Why do you presume that they have examined the definition of person to see whether it includes everybody on earth or just a particular class of person?
Ah, man.
I would assume because they work there, and so we were having like back and forth conversations, and they kept
We're
on asking me
assuming.
questions.
But they obviously are asking you
And
questions that show that they don't comprehend what it is that you're even communicating. You're using the
hmm
word people. They think person includes all people. Don't you see that already is
yes,
gonna make the communication difficult?
Yep,
hmm
they're making the same mistake
So,
everybody else
They
does.
don't know. And I'm saying this because of firsthand experience and from helping others. We've had several conversations that have been broadcasted live on our call Zooms where we're talking to investigators, attorneys. They don't know. Are they supposed to know? Yes, because ignorance of the law is no excuse. Because when they're acting in the position that they're in, it is rightfully presumed that they are aware. But what we found in reality is that they don't know, and that's why that there's the question that the person had about maybe they're not understanding what it is that you're asking.
hmm
Okay, they don't make a mental distinction of people and persons of the capacity. They have not read those terms that say the consumer or customer is someone who's using the same exact service but in their for-profit business. They have no concept. So they are thinking, because they too, you have to understand that they too, and their aunts and uncles and mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers and perhaps children are paying for these services. Do you understand?
yes,
So they're
They
thinking,
paying for
I'm paying for it. Everybody I know is paying for it. Even if they're not paying for it, they might be getting it as a perk because they work there. So they're like, okay, if I didn't work here, I'd have to be paying, right? Everybody else in my family that doesn't work here has to pay, right? So why would they interpret what you are saying is that you are being classified as a person who is liable for payment, and there's no documentary evidence on the record that that is true. They don't know what you're saying, and you're thinking that they should know, and so you're responding similar to my brother might respond, Hassan, as if, oh, you already know, and you're just fucking with me right now.
That's how I feel.
No.
That is your ego
That's
making you feel that way. Because when we actually call these people and we test them, like there's a bunch of people on this call right now that was on when I called live the tax office of the county and the clerk when I asked, would you be willing to read the definition of person? And they said yes. And we went together in the code and they started reading that definition. Everybody on the call could tell that they were reading it for the very first time in their life. Everybody could tell. Because at first they were reading it all confidently. Person means person, corporation, business, agency. And they were like, whoa, 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 what? Person means business, corporation, association, legal. And they were like, do you want to talk to our attorney?
No, we gotta have you rub a little mud in their eyes so they can see.
At least 15 people on this call right now witness that call firsthand.
Yeah.
Okay? We could tell she never read that definition until that day.
Hey, but in reference here, Malika, to the part of the code, it's what 34 OCGA title 36-8017, the authorization to contract for utility services, conditions and limitations. And I posted a section in the chat. It says the governing body of any local authority which is authorized to provide natural gas, or water utility services in this state, Federal Trade Zone, may authorize the execution of one or more contracts which specify the rates, fees, or other charges which will be charged and collected by the local authority. And then it says, any such contract shall be subject to the following limitations. But you'd have to go read that, good brother.
Yeah,
But
because first you would have to be one who can contract with the local body to be billed.
Absolutely. In that capacity. One who is, again, using the water for commercial purposes.
Exactly. So if I'm not one who can be billed, I am not one who can be denied.
It's a discrimination issue in a sense too, since there is no number, so to speak, or no record.
Correct.
Right. You must
But
provide instruments, evidence.
They're assuming that if he wishes to enjoy the services, that he must go and create one of these contracts.
and I asked them to provide that to me via the
And they
emails,
gave you
and then
this section.
Yeah,
But
that's
this is
coercion.
saying that the utility provider may authorize the execution of a contract. It does not imply
Absolutely.
or state explicitly that you are who can be billed or you are who can engage in one of those contracts.
Contracts, yes.
Who are the utility
or the
providers
county could
owned
authorize.
by? That's a real question. When it comes
You know
to
what? And the
the
answer
public,
differs depending on the jurisdiction, because sometimes
Yeah,
they'll
that's
sometimes
for
tell
it
Georgia.
is,
sometimes they'll
sometimes
tell you it's a co-op. Like
Pay
so you
attention to
have
that. Pay attention
electrical
to that.
membership corporations in for electric utilities, and then public water systems for water companies
Georgia
in Georgia.
Public Service Commission. The Georgia Public Service Commission regulates investor-owned electric and natural gas utilities.
Okay.
Investor-owned.
Investor
Investor-owned.
owned.
That
This is
sounds like the pooling agreements of the mortgages that you ain't know what's going on at the closing. Sounds
And
like the
there's
same
some
thing.
people on this line right now that have stated that they are being referred to in their bills as investors, but they've not received any dividends.
Mic drop.
Yeah, so what happens
Can I,
if they take back your quote unquote initial um investment?
What are
Like,
you
because
talking about? I don't have no investment. I'm using the water by right. I have
Right.
the
because
right.
right, the private right to access water.
okay, so I signed up for the water as you guys know. I didn't use any of the social security and all of that extra stuff, okay? Received the service for 3 months. After receiving the service for 3 months with non-payment, because I'm not supposed to pay, they cut the service. Then they subtract whatever money, and then now they send in it in a negative, but then still having owed balance. So I'm confused.
You
And then
gotta
also
clarify
training
that with
brigade,
them.
the comment that you made with the governing body, where can I find that?
What are you talking about?
In
Talking
the
to
chat.
me?
So this,
Training brigade made a
oh,
comment, the governing body of the local
That's
authorities, which
that is in Georgia. He's reading the statutes in Georgia.
okay.
so this is from the Public Service Commission, and this is what they sent me from the commissioner's office.
Hurry up.
Again,
And mhm.
you are. I want us to just make sure we're clear, and and I'll just use these two situations, like mortgage servicers, and then these investor-owned utility servicers or service provider, whatever you want to call them. These are people who are saying they have a right to enforce something. What Malika has asked the question quite a few times is based on whose principles authority is that of for enforcement being assigned and endorsed to them. That is the question, because anything else is trading with the enemy.
Okay, so what agency was this?
This is from the Georgia Public Service Commission.
So who is
The com-
the actual commission over the utility provider that is communicating with you?
the Georgia Public Service Commission,
That is correct.
I
And
don't
then their
and
understand.
this is the
decisions,
commissioner.
I don't
their
understand.
their decisions, again, PSC is overseeing investor owned electricity
Okay,
and
investors
natural
own.
gas.
But is that what the service provider that you're communicating with is?
They're an EMC. Yes, they're registered as an EMC.
What is a
All
EMC?
of an electric membership corporation.
I don't know if that's the same as
Co-op.
Okay,
what he read. Is that the
I
same as
could go to
investor
the
owned?
section in the co.
Hold on, hold
I
on.
don't.
When you just search
Okay, I don't know,
on
but this
regular search engine, we just search on regular search engine, who is the supervisory commission for insert name of service provider? What comes up? Who regulates whoever is communicating with you as a service provider? Who regulates Greystone? I okay, it does not have an external. It's telling you right there. What are you doing?
okay. So
Okay,
can
we're
I go
gonna
to
go to the
the
next.
code section
It
that
started to tell
I
you right
see?
there that they're member owned and there's no external something.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah, you
okay.
got to go back,
Oh,
bro. You got to go back. Hit the back
okay.
button real quick on what you was already reading right there.
It does not have an external supervisory commission in the same way as an investor owned utility might. Its operations are overseen by a board of directors elected by its members, and it is generally regulated by the
By the PSC for certain
for
matters,
certain
such
matters, such
as
as rate
rate surveys,
surveys.
and because they're only concerned about the investment making profit. That's all the PSC is there for. That's what I'm seeing. And it has to
So
be in harmony with state and federal laws so that people don't go to jail for doing stuff with money and investments that they're not supposed to be doing. That's what I'm
mhm.
seeing.
The only way I can explain my position is if I went to the code to see what where I got my information from, where I'm basing my understanding. But maybe I'm not getting it.
Okay, when you're reading a code, you have to make sure it is the section of the code that's relevant to the entity you're referring to. So, for example,
Absolutely.
if the company that you're talking about is a member owned type and not the investor owned, which is what the statute is talking about, those are two types different types of entities. Do you understand? So you can't read the rules for one and then think it applies to the other.
No, yeah, I'm under the impression, or I'm under the understanding that the Public Service Commission governs EMCs,
It does. It says right
and
there for certain matters, not for every single thing.
Your matter, it
See
seems
right there?
like it is something that's governed under PSC, though.
Potentially, but it all depends on how
Potentially, yeah.
you frame it.
Correct.
So if you want to frame it as something that they do have authority over, then you can respond properly to them by either modifying what you are alleging.
okay, in my initial section, I just used the reference where it talks about all those things. Can I show you that, please? That's all right.
Okay. Well, then your response would just be to show them how what it is you're talking about is squarely within what they can make a decision on. And again, as I mentioned to Queen, that is how you quote unquote force them, because if they have a duty to do it according to the statutes that have empowered them, then they got to do it. Okay, I see emergency petition for allocation utility. Did you look in what the commission can do and see that they have the power to um request that this is done by this
Yeah, it
particular
says
utility?
yes, and there's even a section where it talks about like they could coerce the company into doing that. The director can, but I was working like making another document to send to them with those other points of reference because I didn't send it initially.
Okay. So yes, you just thank them for their communication because it gives you an opportunity for clarification of why what you're requesting is squarely within their jurisdiction and authority to provide, and why you are entitled to that remedy.
Okay,
All right. We're already 30 minutes over,
I
guys.
appreciate you.
32 minutes over, and we have other people with their hands up.
We're having
It seems
so
like
much
we
fun.
have gotten out of the newbie territory at least 30, 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, the territory is a lot bigger than that.
I'm gonna put everybody in the corner with Hassan and Steven next week if y'all do.
Do you want me to ask my question to leave them there with to come back for
Okay,
Thursday?
sure.
Okay, so here's my question. How familiar are you with your state reporter? How familiar are you with your, let me say it like this, with your state's court reporter publication? How familiar are you with your state's court reporter publication? I'll
You
leave
talking
that there.
Southeast Digest, good brother?
I mean, I'm just saying the official and unofficials. That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean?
Yo, shout out to Hassan, man.
You know what I'm saying, though, bro? That's all I'm saying. I just want to know if people is even looking at them court reporters, man. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all are crazy.
Look, it's Newbie Tuesday, and we still have to remind people that they need to read their state constitutions because they think that they're going to get remedy, and they
Right.
can't quote you no part of the state constitution. They cannot quote no part of the Bill of Rights for the state. But they think that I'm going to correct my status and do something about my birth certificate and then create a trust. And then suddenly I'll be able to take paper and make Monopoly money and demand the players of the Monopoly game to engage with me.
Not
Don't
UCC.
wake
But wait,
me.
if I put my kids in the
UCC. Yeah, it's just
Because we investors, we can get it all back.
Oh my God. That's what they still talking about. You can become an investor, you can get it all, and that's what's gonna make you get it all back. I'm showing you how to get it all back because you ain't an investor. I'm not even playing this. And if I created any instruments that gave the impression that that was my intent, I now cancel them and remove any power from them and call all of my actual rights and dominion back to myself. Okay,
Word.
to be reapplied properly, if at all.
I got that word, Nate.
That part is the part that
I got that.
so many people have made these mistakes already and trying to get out of it.
Yeah, I think that the people talking last night were genuine when they were like, if I make this paperwork, can't I make them do business with me? And they were actually sitting around going, you know who you need to talk to? You need to talk to the manager. You need to talk to the supervising banking attendant of whatever. And you need to show them your private trust documents. And I'm like, unmute. No.
Saying that you can't do it in your individual capacity, but the trust can do it for you.
Okay. So let me leave y'all with this.
I'm just playing devil's
Y'all,
advocate.
I get it. And so let me leave y'all with this.
Okay.
If if two parties do not have parity and therefore they cannot interact, okay? Have you guys ever been call a manufacturer and they go, "We cannot deal directly with you, the consumer." Anybody ever had that?
Yep.
Anybody ever had that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. We can't deal with you. We can only deal with authorized. Okay. So if we don't have parity, right? Does the layers of agents we put in between suddenly give us parity?
No.
Why not?
Wow.
Guys,
Wow.
guys, it just think about the age of consent. Think about the age of consent, right?
Oh, R. Kelly.
Yeehaw! Let's think about the age of consent. So let's say I'm 21 and I want to get with a 13-year-old because I asked permission to a 20-year-old that asked permission to a 19-year-old that asked permission from the to 18-year-old that asked permission to a 17-year-old that asked permission. Can we suddenly just get together?
That's that's called 12 play.
That's a good one, Malika.
Because that is what is happening. Okay? These corporations cannot deal with us in our private capacity, so we think that we can create entities in between persons, piles of paperwork, and suddenly the entity that could not deal with us in our private capacity can somehow touch our private capacity.
That's crazy.
No,
But
we
we
were
are
under the
saying
impression that
we are
they
thinking these
created it.
things and repeating these things out of our mouths, are we not? Are people
Yeah.
not saying this stuff? Okay, so they can't deal with me in my private capacity, but in my private capacity, I'm going to create layers of entities.
I didn't touch her. It was my cane that touched her.
Who was at the other end of that
Here's
shit?
I don't remember.
Johnny.
I don't recall.
Do y'all understand? They can't deal with me through my in my private capacity, but in my private capacity, I'm gonna make a person, and then I'm gonna make a like a Russian doll, right? I'm gonna make a superior person, and then a holding company, right?
It's a
And that's
Katina
what the
doll.
layers of protection of the public. You're still trying to mix public and private. You're
Right.
still doing it. You're still trying to find a way to either bring the corporation up to the level of a private man or woman
But that's how it is
and
when
do
you're
business
single
with
and
you.
ready to commingle.
But that's not even an onion.
It absolutely is commingling, but they think that because they put several layers of persons in between, that it'll appear legitimate.
Hey, you have your orgies how you have yours. Let them have theirs how they have theirs. I guess I don't know.
Exactly, and that's why
He is a
trying to
mess.
explain. I'm trying to put it in perspective for my study mates over here at Lawful Living.
Word.
Because not everybody can hear what it is that I'm saying. They have their hangups for whatever reason. Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're
they
trying to
will say
say,
things like, you create this certain type of trust, and then this other type of trust that you put this trust in, and then the next level of trust that you put both of those other trusts in, and then eventually the public can touch the private.
nah,
That's crazy.
I still
I
nah.
haven't
believe
seen
everybody's still
anybody
under the
get shit
assumption
out of
that
that.
Bits.
But
I
I believe
kept
you,
everybody's
saying
still under the
also
assumption
that
that
last
the
night in
government
the
created.
comments. I kept saying that there are no receipts to support that process is worthwhile.
That is
There's
the
no
truth.
reports to support that is even something you should be investing your precious life essence on.
Hey,
Absolutely nothing. Yet, very intelligent people were still trying to figure out how they can manufacture fiat that will be accepted in the monopoly game of the governments and corporations. They're still trying
Malika,
to
Okay,
do that.
but real quick, man, I want to go back to King Award here, right? So this is
Word.
the title 36, but I'm reading 93-1. Right here it says, so remember they are authorized to enter into contracts, right?
Yep.
But the provisions applicable to counties, municipal corporations, and other governmental entities.
Yes.
Now it says here definitions, restrictions, requirements.
All right.
As used in this code section, the term one agreement
Agreements. Oh my God.
means a written private contract for solid waste collection services between a firm and any
And a
commercial client.
commercial client. Oh my
Now,
God.
look,
What
see, this is
capacity are you applying or signing an agreement? What capacity are you? Are you a firm? Are you the commercial client?
I'm a
That
monopoly.
part.
and look what commercial client means.
Yeah. Let's read what commercial client means. Because
Yeah,
we
what do
only
you read? What do you
41
read?
minutes over time. Why not?
There's
It
another
says
regulated
means
monopoly.
any private, non-residential business entity or person required to have a business license who contracts with a firm for solid waste collection services.
Duh.
Ain't
Ooh.
that
Ooh.
something?
so you
Think
got to
about
have a
it.
business license.
They are restricted to
Commercial
Licensing.
clients. If they
that's
don't
not
have any evidence
that's all I'm
that we
saying.
are acquiring the service in the capacity of this commercial client, don't be talking to me about the fact that I can't, what I need to do if I can't pay an N word. You cannot even charge me. Talking about payment.
That
What are you
part.
talking about payment for? Oh, are you questioning if they have the right to turn your what off? Hell no. I'm not a commercial client. You don't get to turn my shit off.
Malika, I saw something in the chat, and I want before you take
Hey,
off, I wanted
hey,
to know if you touched on that.
Hold on. Let Trader Brigade land his plane. Go ahead,
no,
bro.
no, I'm just. This one is really for Hassan, and Hassan was talking about the investment.
Word.
I shared the link where it says the power to issue notes, certificate, and other evidence of indebtedness.
In anticipation of what?
Sheesh.
Indebtedness,
No,
tax,
no, in
taxes levy,
anticipation of what?
which is indebtedness. It
Taxable
says right.
activity.
Yeah, which again, the payment is a payment made to further the commercial development of oil, gas, or other natural minerals,
Come
and still cannot
on.
be.
Back to payment.
Yeah, it's a coercion. It's a coercion, though. And it's I must commend this brother for doing what he's doing here in terms of the water. Because I'm in Georgia and I've never done it before, bro. But not regarding that. It's the same
Somebody's got to
principle.
do it in every
Yeah,
state, at least one.
yeah.
And so
The
we
more you
have
suck around,
people.
the more you find out.
We have people in Illinois that have been enjoying several different services for free for
I did
years.
it for the islands.
Yes.
It's the same way. It's just a
It's the
commercial
same
customer that's
exact
defined.
thing. They
Yeah.
have to be consistent. Another thing
But
I'm going to say before we leave that was
yeah.
interesting about that the call I was observing last night is that someone had a problem with foreigners comprehending the laws of the United States. They said, "I'm not going to listen to no Jamaican lady tell me the remedy in the United States."
Jesus
And
Christ.
I was like, "There's a Jamaican lady over here."
Jesus
Can I
Christ.
talk to that Jamaican lady? She knows more.
Can you see her? Are you able to identify her here today?
But then I scrolled up and I was like, oh, they keep saying that whenever I comment, whenever I say no,
No, man.
no,
I didn't know you were Jamaican.
I didn't know either.
Jesus
But it
Christ.
still
I
even
don't
if
think he
I
had
was
anything to do
though,
with it.
even if I was, shout out to my Jamaican family, okay? Even if I
Salute.
was, what
Word.
the heck does that have to do with the comprehension of the laws of the United States when they are identical to the laws
Because
of every country I've ever read? Do you know you could read other countries' laws? Did y'all know that? Do
because
I'm
you
Yeah.
know
telling
that
you. I'm
once it's
telling you.
printed in English and you have reading comprehension, it is likely.
The
I can
same
only
principle.
comprehend you if you eat barbecue sauce, not jerk sauce. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I was like, needless to say, the host banned the stupid guy, or they left. I don't know. But if this is the reason why it's so important, and I don't care who gets mad, I don't care who gets upset. I will read rings around you. I will have remedy where you have
She don't
impact.
care.
Word.
I know how to read and comprehend legalese from any country. Because if you read other country stuff, you will see that the Vatican wrote all this shit for everybody. Okay? It is consistent under the municipal laws of the Vatican. Shout out to Hassan.
Yeah,
It's,
gratitude.
Okay? It is consistent. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, I hear your New York accent. How are you gonna tell me the laws in Texas when you in New York? What difference the fuck does that make?"
I gotta find some excuse not to commit.
TF.
You can shut up. You could scroll past. You could leave the live, which maybe they did.
I don't know. I was reading some
Because
Chinese
one
law,
thing
and
I
it's the
noticed,
same.
since I'm out here getting remedy and helping people get remedy every day, I'm not concerned who ain't. I'm not concerned at all. I'm not concerned with where you from, where your parents from, what direction you face when you pray, what or who you identify as inside or outside the bedroom.
Ooh wee.
Don't care nothing about that. Because don't nothing but those rules of statutory construction equalize this playing field. Don't nothing make you special but your reading comprehension. I don't care what you do on or off the clock. I don't care who you interact with, like I said, anywhere. You got some reading comprehension and some damn common sense in your mind, and we can build community. I don't
Word.
care how
Love this
you look on
community.
the outside, inside, upside, downside. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that. So peace, my people. Some of us
Damn
will get back
Jamaican
Peace.
together.
lady. It's like
Peace,
you
Jamaican
kidding.
Malika.
Peace,
lady.
peace, peace.
I love the
Yes,
I the I actually
Irene.
got a I actually got a notice,
Uh,
Malika.
What's that?
I got a response from the IRS.
Ooh, is it saying that they
Yay.
don't owe you nothing and you don't owe them nothing?
You already know.
For real?
I'm serious.
That's
Is that a
that's a
good thing?
canned letter. It's a canned letter until they finish doing whatever or you do whatever.
I'm about to say.
yeah.
The canned response.
Oh man.
How long did it take to get that?
Well, I only know the answer because I'm Jamaican, okay?
Okay,
Call
mom.
Shannon for your free reading. No, go ahead. Yep.
So we basically just sit back and wait for them because I actually when this is
No,
for
I
my
would
mom.
call them and find out
How did they
what
come to that
if
determination?
if they can give you the accounting that help. Should I say it in my Jamaican accent or what?
Yeah, you have
I
to.
don't know if
Because
I got a good one.
the
I got a
notice
good
that
Jamaican accent.
D actually said something in the chat where she called and they said they didn't have anything on record.
But where did they get their record?
Yeah, so why? Yeah, how are they making their determination?
They said
that was me that posted that.
they said you got to send it separately. You cannot send it with the 1040 because if you do, they're gonna just take the 1040, push it through the actual little scanner, and they're
Send
gonna
what
throw
separately?
the letters for misclassification of the actual wages and everything else you guys tell us to send. They told me over the phone that they throw those papers away if they go through the processing center. You got to send them separately from the 1040. That's what they just told me like
And they
3
were
days ago.
quoting what IRS publication when they were telling you that?
They did not say which
Did you
publication.
ask?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
They,
well, don't accept things without asking for the sources. If nothing else, that's what we should take away from this call.
okay.
Gotcha.
Don't just accept statements from agents without requesting where they're getting it from, because you're talking to people that have actually done the process as well, the exact same way that they're telling you not to do it and already gotten checks.
That part.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got gurus out there in the
Can you take it
agencies.
to your local IRS office?
So call them back, clarify, see if the other agent can confirm by showing you whatever publication and section that they're referring to, that they can throw away communications.
That part. Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
You got
Peace,
time for the
y'all.
last two? Oh, okay. Peace.
Sorry guys. I'm hungry. I'm
All
hungry.
right. Yeah, me
You're
You
too.
hungry.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay.
Peace, everybody.
Peace, TikTok.
Peace.